kind of you to say. I'm going to go and actually save that and put it in my fridge later. That is cute. Okay.
I've also started recording.
All right. So let me do this real quick. One last thing. Wolfie, I'm not sure if you can talk or you're typing it momentarily. But today, my goal is to kind of it's going to be very exposition heavy. And to make sure, people don't lose anything at all, is to try to make sure everyone gets kind of caught up before we go into final arc stuff.
Okay.
Is it easier for you to have me just tell the story, or do you need a visual guide? I don't think it'll be this bad, but just in case, do you need me to have a flow chart being drawn as I go along? I know people said as long as they can ask questions, I would be totally fine stopping to clarify, because so much time has happened in the last 3 years. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
I mean, yeah, 3 years worth of time.
I think I'm okay. As long as you explain it and can ask questions or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad change.
And just to make it clear for any kind of questions asking, just to make it easier, by all means, I'll assume going forward, any kind of clarity that you may need is taken over the table. So
okay.
That way, for those who are not even there presently, can ask questions and I can bring it up.
Okay.
Sounds fair to everyone here?
Yeah, I like that plan.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go and not just clear the air, but kind of set up the whole game board for one hell of a conspiracy attack plan. I've been putting 3 years into the fucking making. So once again, for those who weren't here earlier, this is still episode 16 of Ground Zero. So it's technically part 2. So same day. To bring us back, last time we had a bit of a half session. It was both parties having just proved their worth to 2 respective gods. We had up on the tallest mountain in all of this game's creation, a meeting between Ula, the goddess essentially of war, between Kasari, Zena, and Elio, proving their worth not only to have Ula bless them essentially with a holy army of the finest warriors of Kasari's tribe, but also with a budding attack plan for the upcoming struggle in Uryale, revealing a few key things which we'll touch upon again in a moment. Meanwhile, down in the underworld of Shadowfell, technically one of the lowest points of all creation, where all mana technically flows into, we had a meeting of the minds between Crest, Melchior,
Shade.
Kenny, Shade. You have too many OCs. This is why This is why I always struggle with people who have different names. I'm bad with names.
Well,
but yes,
can't call me.
Melchior, Shade, Bastion, not Wolfie or Cross, and Kenny and Director, who at this point is not a meat puppet. So yay!
Good for him.
You're moving up in the world.
Love that for him.
Yeah.
Glow up.
Finding out more of the info behind the motivations for the upcoming battle, the backstory. Most crucially, exactly when a few of their party members had passed away. A few details were revealed. I believe it was almost a month ago, where I still had to use glasses. Man, so much time has passed. That I had it all set up that you all had the appearance of past allies. Melchior had the appearance of one of the most famous vampires of the world, that of Rictavio, who is essentially, for those who didn't play Curse of Strahd, is essentially fantasy Van Helsing. We had Shade with the appearance of Rita. Kenny as I believe I had you looking like TikTok, yes? With Bastion having the appearance of Galahad. And Rector just looked like Rector because, haha, he, old man, not special, I guess, is the narrative.
Oh my god!
element.
It's true.
It's not really that, but...
I mean, if Sky was the one who decided, it makes sense.
Yeah.
She just would do that. She would. She's such a bitch. I love her.
I mean, to be fair, Rector did go and, like, smuggle out the corpses and body parts of her family, so she has motivation.
Small details.
It's just water under the bridge. Whatever, man. Like.
Which actually did bring up, not just for shits and giggles, but actually for recap purposes, because it was due to Rector giving that stuff away that he was kind of placed under, one would say servitude, others would say slavery, if not maybe punishment for his crimes, was just messing with the undead. One that saw him having to work for dear Sky, the goddess of death, the Night Mother, for who knows how long. But, unbeknownst to anyone, most everyone here except for one individual, a deal had been brokered. A bet, actually, staking on someone's soul outside of Rector, that Rector actually did, for once in his corrupt life, right on, which we'll get to see more of in a bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, Rector did good.
I know.
You have no proof.
I knew he could do it.
I think we're about to find the proof.
You have absolutely no proof.
So let's set the scene. Actually, it wouldn't be exactly here. I think I had it in the wilderness. There we go. So, last we left off with the Underworld party. You were in a tavern in the outskirts. I think I had it set up not in the wilderness, outside of Barovia. Most likely somewhere in Faerun, which is the country bordering Barovia and as well, I think, Uryale. For context, it is also the country that probably has caused a lot of past strife for you all in the past. Most namely, Faerun, in their past, had tried to expand vastly too quickly, causing at one point them to get into a bit of a landlocked war, trying to make their own little empire with the rest of the world. This is going back to the Ghost of Saltmarsh arc, by the by. You had a question there, Sarah?
It's like south, but more like south east.
Yeah. This place right here.
There we go.
They tried to take over most of the continent. At one point, even hiring a certain pirate by the name of Captain Barry to go and take out the, not say take out, but kind of like disperse the indigenous population of Peltez, which is the home continent country of Autumn's original tribe. But that's where we left off presently with them in that neck of the woods. Narrative timeline-wise, this has been mere, I want to say, months, after the events of Course of Strahd, Arc 1, essentially, of this campaign. We found out that while the rest of the party was going off to investigate things in Melchior's hometown of Florin, which set off the events of Ghost of Saltmarsh, the whole pirate adventure prior to this one, other NPCs that the party had met back then, by the name, those being the ones that our current players today are appearing as, had been following up on leads trying to find an old comrade of Galahad, who, as Rictavio had rightfully assumed, had a bit more to do with the events of Curse of Strahd than he would have cared to admit. But that being as may, he had been missing for the longest time, which brought them to this present in the Arn now, where they, based on a little bit of information Rictavio had gotten, that a certain very familiar investigator from Uryale, Severin, had said, "Oh, yes, he had a lead on finding dear Galahad," which is where we are presently today. Right now, I guess, in this illusion in the underworld. The scene itself is kind of frozen, save for our players. But Raven Queen still stands not too far away from you all at this little table. Severin, with this cocky-ass grin, having moments revealed earlier to being actually a part of the Black Network, one of the major villain organizations that has been also the cause of many things in not only this arc, but the last arc. Where was I going with this? That, yes, who, yeah, as the Tower, is their chief strategist. Before I go into the actual scene with roleplay itself, any questions at all from my players?
Are we in the tavern right now, or in the forest? Because I see a picture of forest, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, in the tavern itself.
Okay.
I didn't have like a specific tavern picture, so I just used this as like,
Okay.
hey, it's spooky underworld.
Spook.
Because
I have a
the
question.
music, yes.
Does Severin have hair?
He still has this like his turban on, so you don't know. He does have like a beard and mustache.
So he could be bald, as far as we know.
Potentially, yes.
Awesome. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. This is also why, by the way, I was really concerned when you wanted to go off by yourself to go say hi to him.
No, I had my own suspicion. You know.
Well, I believe it. It was just like at the time, it was like, holy shit, if he goes there, Elio most likely will get captured and might be out of this game for years.
Potato.
So, I'm really glad Rector and you worked something out.
Flint didn't want to uphold the reputation of killing every single one of Paris' characters.
Yeah!
It would have been an interesting trend.
But I like your characters. I like Elio. He's been such a good boy. He's like, no, please, don't make me do it. No.
No, I don't want to kill this one, too.
Now I'm
Not
tempted.
the boy, no.
I mean, he would have been killed.
Para,
He'd be like,
if you say you're tempted and something happens to Elio, I do not want to hear you give Flint any shit afterwards.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a challenge now, isn't it?
I do not want to hear it. Anyway, Flitworth.
Okay. So let's get actually into this scene itself. Just so you know, Para, Felix, and Autumn, this today's session may mean you guys don't get actually play too much today, but that be as it may, please speak up if you have any questions what's going on. I don't mind.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I would not be surprised. But,
Like nothing less.
yeah. So, all right. The Raven Queen looks at you for 5. No, wait. Yeah, 5. I keep forgetting I have a party of 7, not of 8, so my mind can't exactly split you guys in half so easily. The Raven Queen just kind of looks towards you all with her arms crossed and just a kind of annoying look towards the shadows as Sky herself comes to join you lot here. She stays silent as Sky speaks up. As you can see, you've all been dealing with an adversary, a foe, who has been, for quite a long while, been plotting against you. Has been working behind the scenes to orchestrate this grand ritual of sorts, taking out your allies, getting some of your strongest away from you all. Quite frankly, it's a miracle that you've been able to find more to join you in your current endeavors, let alone happen to find the corpse of one other. She gestures towards at least the appearance, the illusion of TikTok, even though he's not presently here. He is still frozen in a nice, thawing out a nice warm tavern back in the real world.
Are we ever bringing him back, by the way?
Yes.
That was in character. That was in character.
Yeah. Yes. His soul will be returning with you, as promised. But it's as the one who's in charge of endings, I just wish to make it clear just how much of a folly this is. Everyone has their ends, even the world that we all have worked to keep alive. Though I feel Versailles will continue spinning despite the actions of this man, this Severin. I do have to admit, I do recognize your power to maybe properly combat it, let alone get this boon of information. Despite me feeling that it is just a waste of time.
Well, even you have to admit there's something shifty about like the time thing here. They're supposed to be around in the future.
Yes, you refer to, and she waves her hand, creating a little small illusion of Mary, the librarian from Aspio, a time traveler from the future brought back to the past.
Yes, that.
She does certainly put a little bit of a kink in the series of events. I suppose that the Lindback she speaks of may be the one, the sister of this wizard you seek now.
You're suggesting. Oh god. Hold on. Wait, what was her name? Oh no.
Carrie?
Carrie. Okay.
Carrie.
But didn't Mary specifically say it was Rita Lindback?
Urban Queen just kind of nods, like, yes, she did.
Your voice got different. I don't know how I feel about that.
Hey.
Sorry. That was me. The voice popped in there. That's
It wasn't something she actually said. Just like the way she shook her head was like, yes, she did.
Yes, yes, she did, dog.
Hi, Rarity.
Did she start drinking while we were waiting? Or what?
She's got
And
the
you
cold.
haven't?
Leave her alone. But yeah.
This is the most space time I've gotten with the Raven Queen in like 3 years. So I have to
This
get
is
my
the
ribs
most-
in.
Oh yeah, this is the most face time you guys gotten with gods in like three campaigns.
Yeah.
I think technically. We'll worry about that later.
It took me over 20 years to talk to my own god, and here I am just chatting up with these two. Jesus.
Yeah, Bahamut's not a god.
Neither is
He's
Raven
like-
Queen.
No, neither is the Raven Queen. I mean, they're like titans if you're going to use Greek mythology, which is kind of like a step below gods in terms of the spiritual food chain.
But yeah, Shade's gonna nod along with the Raven Queen. Like, yep, nope, she said it was Rita.
And didn't Mary meet Carrie when you all went to
Yeah, she straight
Uryale?
up denounced Carrie. She was like, nope, not her.
I must admit that, yes, that does certainly. This is Sky, by the way.
Mhm.
This does certainly put a very strong, what's the word I'm looking for here? Case for your side of the narrative.
I mean, and I say this with like all due respect. It's okay to admit that you might be wrong. and that this might be something that we need to put back in order.
I'm glad
Richter snickers, then like covers his mouth.
over the table. I'm glad Melchior said that because Shade was going to, and it was going to be a lot less nicer coming from her.
We all want what's best for Sal and the world as a whole, and it's in our best interest right now to really work together without like any posturing or like power games, because that's not going to get us anywhere.
The Raven Queen just kind of like collapses at your side. I could not agree more. The pantheon of gods and goddesses, the overseers, if you can call them that much, may be all powerful, but they are certainly not all knowable. Wouldn't you say there, Sky Iwai? Sky just sends daggers at the Raven Queen. Watch your tone. I allow you your freedom for the spot on the spiritual food chain that you so gratefully fulfill for me. Raven Queen just smiles right back, the shit-eating grin. Be that as it may, we, Galahad, or the great metallic king himself, and I have found the gods, yes, wanting as of late with this status quo, when so many in the sidelines have been working to bring back old calamities. Do y'all know how Versailles itself was formed?
I shake my head. Not really.
Would Shade know that?
Roll history check. You too, Rector.
Will do.
Whoops.
Do. Scroll down to the.
Oh, okay.
Shade didn't pay attention in history class. Oh, they're gone. Goodbye.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Old boring people talking about old boring shit. Of course, Shay didn't give a crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She didn't pay attention in class a lot. At all, actually. She was more of the PE kind of girl.
Like, here's more of a what's going on now and what's going to happen in the future kind of person. I don't know if he's ever actually like had formal schooling. Now that I think about it.
I don't think any of our characters have formal schooling, aside from maybe Zena. But like then again, it's probably military training.
Zena got military training, and her princess taught her how to kind of read.
There you go.
So,
Bastion, Rachel, and Kasaria, did y'all go to school?
I could not imagine Captain Richard going to school, and they're both funny at the same time.
Imagining Captain Rachel sitting down and learning math is very funny to me.
I imagine Captain Rachel just sitting down, like looking like intently at a book, like really focusing on a book, and somebody comes up behind her.
Here's the thing: Captain Rachel could get
blank.
I was gonna say Captain Rachel can get. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say Captain Rachel could get anyone in trouble because she's a changeling.
Yeah.
That bitch from 4th period fucking gets her ass expelled because Captain Rachel just shapeshifted her and dropped an anvil on a teacher. I don't know. Oh, so yeah, I don't think Captain Rachel's illiterate. Okay.
Until I remembered she read once.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
Go ahead.
go ahead. You can go first.
I was just gonna say, Shade, the most that she's learned is just stuff that she's either randomly remembered or she's learned it along her travels, basically.
But
Yeah.
comparably, Shade's probably the only one who had any sense of a school.
Melchior must have gone to school.
No, like, so, like, I would say Melchior is intelligent and, like, was taught things by his parents and, like, learned things
Yeah, he's homeschooled.
in his travels. But, like, I don't think he ever, like, went to, like, Ember Cove Elementary.
He's going to high school, maybe.
And then-
I mean, might as well.
Junior.
Oh, I
Then-
could be Rector. Could be a teacher.
I have a question. Rector, did Rector ever go to school? We've been talking about this.
Rector? Yeah, he went to the School of Hard Knocks.
I mean, you have to good point because you did grow up in Barovia. Never mind.
Yeah, like he spent his entire life there.
He went to school, but it was like the school where you had to take a certain way or else you were gonna get stabbed.
So basically, as a consensus, we're pretty certain that Shade's the only person here who's gone to like any semblance of a school.
Well, we still don't know about Kasari.
Oh, it's a good. I
Kasari
doubt
went-
Kasari went to school.
I
Sorry,
think she was.
Skari
my,
was
mouth,
just
my mouth was full of pizza. Kasari was basically homeschooled, so
Yeah.
take that as you will.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
It kind of counts.
I mean, to an extent.
I mean, can she do basic math? Yes. Can she read? Probably. Is she the smart? No.
Better question here. Who here is illiterate and not
Zena.
illiterate?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Zena
That
can
doesn't surprise
Robin.
anybody.
TikTok and Zena in the can't read club.
So how was your brain blast?
Yeah.
So,
School you later. Let's continue with the plot.
repeat the setup of the scene again, because I got distracted by the idea of Rector being a history teacher and just being perpetually exhausted.
Like
What else is
usual.
new?
Yeah,
What else is
like,
new?
I think Rector doubles as like a PE teacher for whatever reason. Like just the idea of him being miserable every day, every
Paraplug.
hour of the school day.
Paraplug.
The Raven, the Raven Queen brought up like, do any of you know how Uryale itself was formed?
yeah, I do. Between Tiamat and Bahamut. Well, that's one way to put it. At least the world that we live on now, at least, if I recall correctly. My brain's a little fuzzy these days. You know how it is getting older.
No, not really.
Exactly. The multiverse, our concept of what the things that are lawful against chaotic do not exist at one point. Raven Queen adds on. At one point, all of the land was just one single continent. Tiamat and her brood got greedy, got selfish, tried to go and control everything with their brand of, well, of might is right. If it were not for heroes like Sky here, she gestures towards your humble host, finding their powers and working with my dear friend Bahamut to fight back the tide, we would not have the world we have it today. That is how they all became gods. They were all like you at one point, adventurers who just happened to go the distance further than most. But it was the result of that fight, the result of that conflict, that shattered all the continents. After it was during one final attack from Tiamat, using all of her strength, drawing in all the mana she could, and trying to kill her brother, Bahamut. He, in turn, returning as a blast as well. That literally sent all of the land masses of our world scattering across the world. Fortunately, the forces of, and she gives little finger quotes, of good, were able to ensure that she got her due justice. Tiamat was sealed below the world into the seven hells, while our dear Kayet was imprisoned in my realm in Shadowfell, stripped of all of her powers, even her very life force, to make sure that she could not go and work with her queen once more to bring back her great empire. Forces like that do not just sit by idly, letting lawfulness of the gods keep her at bay. No, chaos needs its own distinctions. That's why Muhammad and I saw it best to let loose the beast, let loose Tiamat and her cult of the dragon to go and set the first domino falling. That's why we have you all, our new set of heroes. She gestures towards you, Shade, Melchior, Bastion, Canny, and even our dear Rector. You've had a bigger part in this, more than you probably would want to accept nowadays.
Would not take on the title of a hero, no. That's for people like my friends here.
I'm just a guy.
Yes, but you're a guy working under my direction, and you've been a very wonderful, wonderful champion.
I give a small bow.
Ravenpain looks towards the sky. What can I say? I have an eye for picking out talent. If I recall, at one point I picked out you for my own backing as well. Sky just blushes for a moment, kind of like shrugs it off. Regardless, your meddling has set countless things into motion that is now beyond just our control. I'm going to be on the point. You came here for information on the present, not history lessons of the past.
A nod.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, I find the history lessons entertaining. What, am I the only one?
Shay just gives him a look. You're so old.
There's a lot going on, like right now, in the present.
I appreciate the history lessons, but they are right. We do have pressing matters.
Yeah, you can always go read a book if you're so interested in history.
You should read a book once in a while. It'll probably help you out a lot.
Excuse me?
Sky, please continue quickly.
Pardon me, I had pizza in my mouth, and I did not want to laugh too hard. I had to go up my nose.
I interject to ask a question about the primordials. Were they
Yes.
similar to Bahamut and Tiamat in the sense that they like emerged from the earth, or like
Yes.
Okay.
Primordials, yeah. Lore-wise, they've always been on the same level of like Titans in Greek mythology. They were like, at one point, the strongest beings, both filled with mana and spiritually, throughout all the various planes of existence. And it was unfortunately because of this time that they really had all this power, they had no one to keep them in check. Hence why we had the special fight between Bahamut and Tiamat, and the rise of actual gods to add some order to all of this insanity. So
So Bahamut and Tiamat are like primordials, basically.
Yep, they are primordials.
Okay, I'm just writing all this down. Thank you.
As is the Raven Queen, right?
Yep. Who is unique in the fact that she was much kind of like a god, was such a normal individual who went and rose up through the ranks and took the spot of the prior primordial who had the position of being in charge of the Shadowfell.
The hard-working queen.
Oh, she is. Where do you think she got the idea of for making the gods what they are today? Okay, so my impression of memory. What's the last thing that was asked? Like, okay, the things going on today. The Raven Queen just, after chuckling and pointing out the fact that she knows how to pick them. Your friends, Rita, Octavio, TikTok, we're on certainly the right money, so to speak, on seeking out Galahad. Though he was supposed to be just a temporary guys to make sure that his chosen champions didn't die killing Strahd and bringing Barovia back to the rest of Ursel. He knew that because of his actions he did release one of the greatest enemies creation has ever known, and that he would be prosecuted. Hence why he went into hiding for a long time. Unbeknownst to him, though, that man right there had more resources than he could ever imagine. With that, she just steps back and allows Sky to snap her fingers as the scene comes to life. The bar starts having all kinds of people chortling in the back about throwing out drinks. You can hear very important souls gambling away their money not too far away. And Severin, in front of you all, just rubs his mouth a little bit, getting some bit of booze off his lips. Looks like a hint of a very fancy wine. Before he looks towards you, though in the guise of other individuals, he still looks at you earnestly. So tell me, why do you seek this night?
We're all there.
Yep.
Okay.
Who is he actually looking at?
He's looking at you, the actual you as your allies.
Great.
Sky does. Yep, mentioned that.
Oh no.
Though,
is he directing the question at a specific one of us, or just us as a group?
As a group.
Okay.
Sky does point out, though the questions may not be exact, this conversation going forward was very much on par with what your friends had with him. Ask away. Or respond away, I should say.
Well, we're looking for the knight because he's an old friend of ours. And he just up and disappeared. There's a bit of concern there, as you can imagine.
He was a valuable ally in our retaking of Barovia, so it's curious.
Great, and he actually has something very important to me. You see, he not himself, not really. It's one of his associates. Believe it or not, Sir Galahad is needing of a guard once in a while, and I, oh so dearly, wish to go meet with them. Fortunately, I do have a way to track him, and suffice it to say, I would not like to go there alone. It would be a dangerous journey. But he goes into his bag and pulls out a single blade wrapped in a cloth. As he continues speaking as he unwraps it. Fortunately, I do have quite a wonderful smith of sorts who's able to put together blades that help track creatures like dear Galahad. He wraps it more and more to reveal a blade on par, nay, almost a splitting image of the one that Shade carries around all the time, of a moonblade. The elves forge these fine pieces of work, and they all have the ability, the talent, the skill of letting one know when they are near a one with dragon blood.
Dragon blood? Shade's kind of like staring at the sword, like eyes glued to it. And you said it looks exactly like hers?
Yep.
Ah, I see.
Why, yes. Oh, you didn't know? It's rumored that Galahad may actually be a dragon in hiding.
Rumored. By who?
Oh, by my employers. You see, I work for the Dragonborns of Uryale. They have always mentioned of a brave warrior, a hermit, who goes about his way, well, traveling across the land, doing what good he can, in the guise and the appearance of your lost associate that you described to me today.
I don't recall Galahad ever being that powerful, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you can say he knows how to control his own strength.
If the rumor is true, then so it would seem.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the rumor is true?
Well, you will go and talk to him firmly, and then you are allies of him. He should be willing to come with you willingly. I can't imagine why he would not trust you all.
Does he have reason to trust you?
Me? I have never met the man. Though I do admit that I am dying to ask for his counsel because, oh, I've heard so many dark inklings in the past.
Like what?
How, with Barovia opening up its borders, how the Dark Pharaoh herself walks in the world of living once again. How she seeks to go and revive the great Queen Tiamat herself. No, we can't have that. That'd be bad for everyone. Be bad for business. And I'm a very sound, economical man.
You sure seem to hear a lot of things, though.
Well, one should as an investigator of a war-happy country.
True, but this is getting a little too into specifics for an investigator.
Why do you say that?
Why would an investigator for a war country want to know anything about Tiamat, especially for any reason that, I don't know, it just looks like maybe you're sticking your nose into something that it does not belong. If I may be blunt.
You are not wrong. You are not wrong at all. It is a bit of a reach. However, I fortunately don't exactly need you alive to get what I need out of all of you. As he says that, Shade, your vision starts to become a little bit hazy.
Uh-oh. She gets up.
As you do, you stand up, but the shadowy image of Rita slumps hard onto the table in front of you. You now have the same kind of ghostly appearance that Rutgers had during all of this.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I am acquiring my bait, dear hunter. Melchior, give us a dexterity saving throw.
17.
Okay. Where's my dice? Okay, alright. You duck down just in time as a flash of a blade comes swiping down and hits the table hard. You look up to see a lone figure with a hood bearing a wooden woven mask whose eyes just glow for a moment.
I assume I would have a weapon on me?
Mm-hmm.
I draw it.
Yeah. As you draw your blade, the same thing happens to you, Melchior, as you kind of step back with full-on ghostly moonblade as Rectavio tries to draw a little tiny, measly dagger at, who is indeed Firefly, the would-be assassin of the Black Network, who just goes and pins him to the table hard as well. Kenny, TikTok does begin to stand up as he watches his ghostly appearance gets wrapped around the neck by some magical force as he is also brought hard down to the ground. The rest of the bar takes their time to stop their occasional drinking and merriment just to kind of look over towards you all. And not with looks of concern or just curiosity, but just more so all right, guys, time to get to work. As they all start to get up and grab the three spectral forms of your of their captured prey in front of you. They go and hog-tie down TikTok and muzzle him and drag him out the door. Rita is almost unceremoniously kind of hoisted on the top of some Ragamuffins' shoulder, a very large orc at that, and just brought outside. Rictavio, still pinned, is left to watch as from the shadows, Lord Karloff, comes into view. My. It's good to see you again, dear hunter. You are so useful with the vampire, and I'm so grateful for you to be here now. Unfortunately, we do need the other two, but not really you. So, unfortunately, you're going to have to be a message for Galahad. Octavio just struggles and shifts around like you won't. I will find you. I have ended worse than you. Oh, I know. Which is why I'm going to kill you right here. And as the swift motion, Carl brings out his hand, allowing it to shift into a bit of a claw. And just cuts the jugular out of Rick Octavio. His body just slumps into a pool of blood. He looks over towards Severin. Karloff, by the way, is, for those I should have mentioned over the table, is Tayet's handler, a Rakshasa who has been her aide for untold centuries. He looks over towards Severin as his blade starts to glow. Ah, so our second party is almost here. Play your part well, and I promise the Black Network will make quite a good sum for today's job. Severin just goes and puts the blade away. Well, if the Hermit did their job and made a perfect copy, we shouldn't really have any problems detecting which of his party is the exact dragon soul we're after. Indeed. Just make sure to get the dragon soul and do a good job of not getting caught in the crossfire. I can assure you that once he does realize what is up, and he will realize what is up, he will most likely transform back into his original form, and you do not want to be crushed by him. I tell you that. I've been there once before. Karloff just slinks back into the shadows, shifting into the form of a rat before scurrying underneath the door as the front door opens up. As Severin turns with a shock at you, Bastion, from your perspective, as Galahad himself stares into the room, accompanied by what looks like to be a horse behind you and a little bit of fluttering birds. You just hear the voice begging from you. "I'll tell you ho, what did I miss?" As Severin looks back, turning, revealing a freshly deep, cutted wound into his gut. "I'm sorry. I did everything I could." The vision dissipates like fog being blown by the wind, leaving nothing but Raven Queen, Sky, along with the party present left. Sky just shuffles for a moment. As you can see, They took down one of the best. But that's only part of the story. That man, that Count Karloff.
Count Karloff. Get it right.
The Raven Queen chuckles at that. That devil, Sky continues, has planned so much and has had made so many his willful puppets. I can assure you that his only true allegiance is to Tayet's cult of the dragon. The world shifts to reveal the temple you've seen Rita buried in before. He has used the Black Network for years to sneak in all kinds of goods and items to break Tayet down with the promise that she can help out with the Black Network's greatest desire. Which, of course, is profit.
Raising team.
Oh no, the Black Network does not wish to see Tiamat risen. In fact, they feel like it is a moot point, a failed experiment. But they are paid well and not given much to concern. The only assurance they do tend to have is that her raising will restore all of the powers that Tayet, Tiamat's priestess, has lost as the Dark Pharaoh.
Let's see.
And why would they want her powers to come back?
The leader of the Black Network, the so-called Emperor, wishes to become an Emperor. A figure in the distance starts to kind of form, mainly still in shadow, very silhouetted by the light. There's only truly one man outside of the Empire of Rabakosh who wishes to control more than what he feels. Nay, he wishes to control more than he, frankly, rightfully should control.
Come on, my
The
dear
king.
goddess, you can do better than that. Can you give us a clearer look?
He is mainly warded, but I do know he is the present king of Faerun. He never took kindly to losing the war for all of the continent, of his desires to control all of Peltez. He's been led to believe by Karloff that if Tayet is properly restored, she will help him conquer most, if not all, of Versailles.
I assume I would know the king's name, right?
You probably would. Give me a second here, because actually, didn't think of that. Hang on.
I mean, Ember Cove is in Faerun, right?
Wait a minute. So, from what I understand, the the King of Faerun, wants to fuck Tayet to become the Emperor of the world.
No,
No.
he wants to
No.
use Hayat's power to become Emperor of the world.
Where did you get
I mean,
the
he could-
fuck part?
Yeah, where did he get the fuck part from?
I mean, maybe he wants to. Can't he just marry her, get all her power? You know?
I mean, that I don't think that's how power transfers through legal marriage contracts, but I think it's more. He
Maybe,
wants
we
to
don't know.
use her
Maybe he's
as
in
a weapon.
Maybe he's in the grandmas.
No,
We also-
it's
Cross was so.
Oh my god. Anyway.
it was very much a case like, hey, I help you try to bring back your crazy religious thing, and you then help me, take over
Yeah.
the world like you do.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine they were allied.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna go
My
to all the
God,
trouble to
Para.
bring the woman back, I'm just saying, get something out of it.
Para.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Power.
he's getting her power.
People like a strong lady.
No, he wants to get something out of it. You
Flint,
Exactly.
what is the king's name?
It's just like, please stop. Let's move forward.
I've always hated royalty.
Ugh, royalty, right? Suck.
Mhm.
Shade's just like, I don't think you need to ask my opinion on royalty.
Why do you say that, Miss Shade?
Because for the
Stag. Oh, go ahead.
For the most part, they always just kind of hoard their riches. They barely give a shit about the little people. I can't tell you how many rich guys I've robbed from.
Fair. And what if I told you, the last remaining member of the Emperor's close circle, the Hermit, happens to be your father?
Oh
Flint, get out. Flint, get out.
Over the
out.
table? Over the
Stop.
table? I
God.
fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! Richter is my witness! I knew
It's
it!
true.
Technically, his name's not Rector anymore.
What?
No.
No, Rector,
No,
the Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that Rector. Okay.
Wait,
His
so
name
it's
is
the fandom.
Riker!
Wait, no. Hold on.
No.
No.
So
Riker.
confused.
Riker and Rector, two different people.
God damn it. There's one.
I over the table messaged Rorik and told him I have a feeling that the Hermit is Shade's dad. I had this sinking feeling, and I was right. Anyway, Shade is just frozen stiff at that. Her face falls. Her arms, which were previously crossed, falls to her sides, and she just stares. What do you mean?
I mean that your father has been one of the puppets of Karloff since your ship was attacked out at sea.
Sorry, you broke my mind. What was that?
That Shade's father, Rector, has been a puppet of Karloff since Shade was first separated from her mother.
I hadn't brought it up yet, but when I talked to Alana a few days ago, she told me that my dad had made a deal with a dark fae and ended up losing his memory of me and my mom. I didn't bring it up because I didn't think it was going to be very important for right now. We had other things to worry about. But then we started talking about all this bullshit. And I had a feeling something was up, but I didn't want to bring it up. No. No.
Karloff, Second Queen, speaks from behind the sky. He has more to do with many of your pasts than you would like to know. A part of the ritual to bring back Tayet is the sacrifice of heroic souls, of individuals who would stand up with steadfast motivation against her summoning. Karloff, not wanting to gamble on such heroes coming out of the woodworks, has, in his spare time, almost like a hobby, done various things in the past to encourage certain, nay, to foster heroes to be sacrificed. And it has used his influence, his shape-shifting abilities to orchestrate many things over the years. From the kidnapping and mind mending of the Melchiors, of the Moris, I should say, to the attack upon your ship, dear Shade, forcing your father to become a mindless puppet, but also with the double advantage of giving a certain hero the reason to go and rise to the occasion. It was his idea, underneath the Black Network, to have Captain Barry set loose a herd of Wendigo to attack Autumn's home. It was upon his suggestion that Dominic's should set his son in the area of Zena's home country, of her territory, to maybe spark something which, secondly, he was right on the money. He has not been able to touch on all of you. Frankly, he has been trying for ages to get his hands on the mother of your youngest, Elio, not just for collateral, but for what she knows. That was one of the biggest reasons why I, with Bahamut at my side, decided to take matters into our own hands. If we were to let basic order carry out as it saw fit, we would all have fallen into this trap, may and have not even together. Instead, we thought it better to bring you all together, give you a flag to fight underneath, to mayhap challenge this gauntlet being thrown at your feet. And I do mean all of you. Sky, I do believe there is a bet you need to come through on. Sky just sighs. The Urban Queen just brushes it off and walks towards you, Rector.
An audible, exasperated groan.
Oh, poor guy.
That's all that escapes him.
I'll have you all know. Your choices, your lives. Though Karloff may have had a hand in instigating your fates, it was still your choices. It was your determinations, all of your friendships, and I mean all of yours. She looks back at you, Rector. That have brought you to here this day. There is a reason why we, the eldest in the pantheon of Versailles higher-ups, put our faith in all of you. Looks back really into your eyes, Rector. Though you may have been working with Kato to make a living, though you may have been doing so to gather supplies for Karloff's armies outside of Barovia, the choice to follow through was still your own. Much like your choice to sacrifice yourself time and time again. Not to pay someone off, not to save your own skin, but for someone else for once, in what you feel like is your cursed life. The Urban Queen kind of just waves her hands. As a bit of a bright light appears behind her, showing vague images of figures that kind of form between first of Sky, then of a smaller, younger boy, maybe kind of a young teen wearing a bit of a poncho, which is like kind of dims. It was a splendid image of Elio. Did you know that that boy bargained his soul for yours?
He what?
He reached out to Sky, asking for a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of leeway for you. And so she made a deal. If you were willing, at least at one point, to do something for the greater good, not for a selfless reason, sacrifice yourself for someone else, she would agree to offer up your freedom, to use your life as you see fit. That young boy who does not know of all the atrocities you have done before has put his faith in you, who states for you to do something of that sort in 1 year, in you. So now I ask, before we continue further today, do you have the promise to continue showing that continuing faith in you, Rector, the free man? Let's take a quick intermission there.
Boy, oh boy, ain't that a reveal?
Ye fucking ha.
Oh,
I'm putting
But
this conversation in Radio Tower just to prove that I called it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor Natty. You gotta suspect the shit out of your fucking amnesiac father.
Shit,
Set his
this whole
ass
time,
straight.
Shade's just been like, whenever I meet him again, do I punch him? Do I hug him? What do I do? She's going straight for the punch.
No, first punch him with something to bring his memory back, and then kick his ass.
Shade, like, immediately sees Riker, punches him. Riker's like, who the fuck are you? She punches him again.
I mean, to be fair, he's in the same boat as Firefly. He's been another victim of Karloff's machinations.
Oh, Shade
Although it
knows.
seems-
Shade knows he's a
Yeah.
victim. She's still punching.
Shay deserves at least 5 good right hooks.
Oh yeah,
The
for
thing
sure,
is,
for sure.
As far
But
as
real
I'm
quick,
aware... Oh, sorry.
Please continue. But let's give us make this like intermission, like 10 minutes. I just need a little bit of time to talk to Rector real quick. So
Oh boy.
Fine.
pardon us.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! I want to put it on record that if Elio was there, he'd have the smuggest face he'd ever have looking at fucking Sky. The smuggest little face. If he was there.
God. I am shooketh. I'm thirsty. I'll be right back.
I've been drinking a lot of water as well. It's been a very dry day. I just realized that not a single thing was mentioned for Captain Rachel, so like that just makes Captain Rachel the truest wild card in this entire scenario.
Captain Rachel, we can't trust her.
No! Captain Rachel's great!
I'm in love with her.
Like literally, like the fucking these two assholes have been like expositing shit about everybody here except Captain Rachel and to an extent Bastion.
Look, I love her.
Oh?
Hold on. Damn it. Ugh. I wanted to get my lizard and he's hiding. So I'm gonna let him hide. But usually he's just under this one spot. I can easily grab him because that's where his heat is, but if I don't see him later tonight, I'll have to start looking for him.
Maybe he learned to avoid you.
I'd be so sad about that. But I hope not, because I would like him to not freeze. Just a personal opinion, but I don't want my leopard gecko to freeze.
Of course.
One time, before Goku's grand traumatizing escape, he was like stuck under his one like cool hide, and he couldn't move because he was so cold. He couldn't get back
Oh
to
my
the other side of the
God.
tank. So I was like, all right, So if I don't see my lizards for like a specific, if I don't see him by like 9, because he's usually back under his warm hide by 9 o'clock, I'll look for him just because I don't want him to be cold. And I think the ambient temperature up here is like 72. That's not good for him. Wanted to hang out with him. Oh, I should get food. Idiot, duh. Maybe if I turn the light.
Howdy. Oh. Forgot to unmute on Discord. Howdy.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling knowing that your father fucked your mother both physically and metaphorically?
Was it him that caused that, or was it the guy?
I'm pretty sure
in charge of it?
Flint pretty said that, like... Actually, I'm confused about that. I'll ask him when he gets back, but as far as I'm taking it, it seems like he got your father, the brainwash happened, and then they blew up your mom's boat.
No, because he lost his memory right as the shipwreck happened.
Where was he then?
Making a deal with the Dark Fae.
Oh. Well, also consider the fact that his name is also... We don't know his actual name now, since the Phantom has his actual name.
Yeah, Riker was never his real name.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I have shared that with Flintworth. But that was the name that he preferred to go by when he was adventuring.
Now he lost his preferred name.
Yeah. But that's the name that Minerva knew him by. So that was the name that Shade was told, but Shade forgot the name. Shade forgot the name because she made a deal with the Dark Fae.
You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up though? You know what's really fucked up though? I know what's really fucked up, Natty.
Go ahead.
There's a chance your mom saw your brainwashed dad while she was in her captivity.
I don't know if you've noticed, Para. This entire family's kind of fucked up right now.
And not by their own fault.
Like, a lot of it has just been circumstances. And it's awful. Shade just wants her family back. Yeah, Shade is hating this. Me as the player, I'm living for it.
Aim.
Fun little plot twist.
Wait, I forget. Was it Jen? Was Jen the one who hated unicycles for no good reason?
No, that was me.
Oh,
Jen,
I'm gonna send you.
Jen was the unicycle defender.
Wait,
How does this-
huh?
I don't like I hate unicycles.
Did you miss that night? Natty came in guns blazing about hating unicycles, and we had a whole thing about it.
Natty, how would you feel if you knew I knew how to ride a unicycle?
Natty,
I'm sorry, but that's the witch's magic, Felix.
We had to learn it in class. It was required.
What do you?
Natty, Kenny's literally a clown.
Hold on a second.
Are part of that deal.
Para, I will get back to you in a second. What do you mean it was required for your class? What do you mean? What class were you taking where it was required for you to learn how to ride a unicycle?
So in 4th grade, my mom married the rich cop, so I got to go to this rich person 4th grade school, and it's important to know we had 3 different gyms and also a pool, and one of our activities was learning how to ride a unicycle.
A rich kid's school requires you. Do rich kids learn how to beat a? Actually, no, that makes sense.
We also learned how to rock climb because we had the rock climbing wall. So we had the real gym, and then we had the side gym, and that's where we learned how to unicycle. And then we had the 3rd gym, which is just where they had like a bunch of like exercise equipment. Like it was just full of those bikes you ride, and there was some like weightlifting stuff in there. So we learned how to do a lot of stuff. I never learned how to climb the rope. That was insane, but I could rock climb for a little bit.
Okay, I understand taking a class to learn how to ride an actual bicycle. I could understand that. Unicycles? Just sign up for clown college!
We only did it for like a day, but yeah, I probably couldn't do it now, but I used to know.
But the rich are already clowns.
That was the school where I stole someone's lunch money.
That's all.
So you really were just a hoodlum and a clown.
I deserved to steal his lunch money.
I think you're right. I don't think
he deserved to get robbed by me.
I don't want to talk about the 2 actual criminals validating each other. You fucking heathen.
He was mean to me, Para. I had to steal from him.
The 2
but
people...
what I mean to you haven't stolen from me yet.
Yet?
What do you mean? What does it imply, Felix?
I don't know where you live.
Wait, what?
The 2 people who have been known thieves when they were little.
Why is Dr. Beverly Crusher on a unicycle?
Because it scares Natty.
That's right. She doesn't understand unicycles.
Everyone knew, but Felix.
I had no idea.
I came into the general chat at Dweeb Chat.
I love that kitty.
And just immediately, it's just like, I fucking hate unicycles. Can't fucking stand them.
And literally everyone there defended unicycles to high heaven.
No, Ryan was on my side.
Yeah, but Ryan's a fucking freak. I love Ryan.
A clown. Hold on.
I love Ryan a lot, but Ryan.
Sounds like a lot of people here just can't ride unicycles, and they're pushing that angst out.
That's what I
think entirely. It sounds like I said this last time. I found it funny that the 2 white people don't like unicycles.
Hold on, I'm getting the conversation.
Oh God. I love Ryan to death, but she defends the weirdest shit sometimes. I'm like, I can't stand you sometimes. I really can't.
Here you go.
Where the fuck was I for this conversation? It was in
I was so sad you didn't show up, legitimately. It's like, where's Felix to back us up on this shit?
I'm so sorry.
Ooh, we're all witches.
Finn in my chat says unicycles are weird, and then said, "You know what, Rorik? You know what? Rorik can ride a unicycle? Question mark times 10.
Yes, I can.
Which?
Honestly, I haven't ridden one in like 15 years, but I did in high school.
Which behavior?
Ryan's changing her story.
What? That
Traitor!
Ryan!
Traitor! At Shada.
Oh shit!
Traitor!
Oh shit! This is gonna get tense.
Absolute fucking traitor.
I'm so sad to see. How did you miss the unicycle Discord?
I don't know, man.
How does that gif of the frog on the unicycle make you feel, Natty?
He's a witch, but I love that
Movie.
witch. That's the one unicycle rider that I'll tolerate because oh shit, it's that boy.
God, that stormtrooper didn't have to go that hard as he did in that film, but I'm so glad he did.
And then he died. Well, the character.
He was a cooler character than Phasma.
Oh, that wasn't hard.
Yeah, Phasma didn't really do much.
What a waste of shiny plastic.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of a good recolor outfit.
How do you feel about one-legged unicycling, though?
That's pretty sick. We didn't learn how to do that one in school.
Isn't that basically what you do with Heelys?
There's more balance on Heelys. We also learned how to.
Fair enough.
My other school, we also learned how to roller skate. Yeah, we had to learn. We had a whole unit on roller skating, and one kid brought in Heelys.
Can we backtrack a little bit? You learned how to ride a unicycle in school?
Yeah.
Did you go to Clown Elementary School?
No. It was this little rich kid school.
Rich kids learn how to ride unicycles in school.
We did at that school. It was a one day, and it was kind of a free lesson, but we still had to try everything out. And everyone spent a long time learning how to ride the unicycles. It was technically required for a bit.
You know, now that I think about it, in my elementary school, they had like a day in gym class where they try to teach us how to juggle. Like, are they just trying to teach elementary school kids how to be clowns? It's like there's like different variations of clowns.
From the 80s to the 90s, clownhood infiltrated the school education system and had slowly been trying to.
This was like 2008.
Okay.
Mine was before that.
Okay. From like a good 50 years, clowns have been invading the school education system, trying to psychologically change other students into clowns, and I think it worked. Also, real quick, I found this image of a woman riding a unicycle, and it looks scarily like Natty from a distance.
Oh my god! Did any of you have?
That does not look like me at all.
It doesn't. Not even from a distance.
I haven't seen that many pictures of you.
Did any of you have to learn how to square dance in school?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Oh my god!
Actually, we had a thing where we had an option, and I hated doing anything athletic, so I chose the dance. I chose the dance option.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I know how to square. I learned how to square dance. I quickly forgot how to do it.
We square danced. Did any of you have to do the cup stacking?
Nope.
No.
Oh my god, every year at my one school, we had a whole month dedicated to learning how to stack these specially stackable cups, and we had to compete to see who could unstack them quicker. And I feel like I'm the only person who's ever had to do it.
They taught you how to unstack cups, but not how to do your taxes. This is America.
Oh my god, here they are. It was speed stacking. We had to watch videos of it in gym class, and we had competitions.
Why?
I don't know.
What a waste of time.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had to have a mat for it because they had to be specifically stacked, and you had to compete to see who could do.
You know what?
Fast.
Fuck school. If we could have speed stacking cups, why can't we play speed Yu-Gi-Oh?
We didn't have Yu-Gi-Oh.
Because gym teachers would take bet on who would win. It was a bookie ring.
We also had a whole jump rope section. We had one day where when we were doing swimming in 4th grade, we were learning the butterfly stroke, and one kid
swimming in school.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
It wasn't. Look, it was rich kid school. We had a pool. We had 3 gyms and a
That's
pool.
fair.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, if they have money to spend shit on unicycles, they have money to teach kids how to swim.
That's
Yeah,
fair, that's fair.
we had a whole swimming unit, and we had this urban legend at school that some kid had drowned in the deep end, and if you went under the water, and you swam to like the bottom where there was this like light, you could like see his ghost or whatever. It was scary. I never went in the deep end.
I don't blame you after hearing that.
That's like that's like an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
We also had.
Why are there cups on my screen?
We
Because Kenny learned how to speed stack.
We had the cup stack
Speed
in elementary school.
Oh. My school taught us how to use archery.
Oh, that was a fun time.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. I love the difference here. We've got one who went to school and learned how to ride a fucking unicycle. We've got one that knows how to stack cups. I got one.
They're the same person.
I got one. I got one that learned how to square dance, and then we have another one. We all learned how to square dance. It's required.
I didn't.
Except for Maury. And then I got one who has been given license to kill.
I mean, they taught us the basics of how to use a bow and arrow, and then we did it for like 2 months, and that was it. Then we switched. Then we switched the square dancing after that. So
You played crab soccer?
Yeah, I did that. I did crab soccer. I did square dancing. We actually did Tai Bo for one day.
Maury, you're the only one who doesn't know how to square dance here.
Yeah, I don't know how to square dance. I've never ridden a unicycle. I've never cup stacked. We didn't do archery.
your school is fucking lame, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
So we like have like an impromptu D&D day. We just teach everyone how to square dance.
I'm good. I don't need to know that.
He's made it this far. He's gonna make it all the way.
I just want to mention like the whiplash our school. So we went from lacrosse to archery to square dancing.
We also learned how to play lacrosse.
Like you do.
My one school, when we did our whole unit on skating, he only had one CD to play, and it was the first Phineas and Ferb CD. So
nice.
We just listened to that every Tuesday and Thursday.
You got your gitchy goo?
Yes, and the first time I ever was injured during any kind of gym class was to the Phineas and Ferb opening when I skated into a wall because I didn't know how to stop.
You're such a loser!
I improved so much over the course of that unit. Everyone was so proud of me. I learned how to fucking do stick tricks. But that first day I skated into a wall.
I'm surprised you didn't hate Phineas and Ferb after that.
My love was too deep.
I guess.
I love Phineas and Ferb so much.
Finn is over here making so many fucking clips. She's going
back
ham.
in God. Hi, by the way, is this like a new moderator or something?
No,
cool.
It's Finn from
Oh, hey, Finn.
Your time?
Yeah.
I kept hearing Sen.
Oh no, Finn. F-E-N-N, I think?
F-E-N-N. Yeah, cool.
From Adventure Time. Yeah, I know Finn.
She popped into my chat today.
You don't.
She chilling.
Fun. Okay. Well, are we all ready to go back into exposition land?
Yes.
Thank you all.
Please, before we talk about more like weird school activities.
Yeah. I hope you're at least enjoying a lot of lore drops. Like today's like the lore bomb, if anything.
I'm excited.
We even got real life lore today.
So if the Black Knight was behind all this, did they also attack my ship as well as Shade's ship?
They let's see they actually didn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, they didn't have a hand in your ship getting attacked.
Okay.
But they haven't had in you losing your parents to give you to go towards Saltmarsh.
Okay.
A quick question for clarification. It wasn't Rector who
Riker.
attacked Shade. Riker.
Riker.
They have two R names. Hell for me.
Once
It
a
wasn't
Y.
Riker. Shut your mouth. It wasn't Riker who attacked Shade's mom's ship. It was someone else who attacked Shade's mom's ship, and then Riker became evil. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't the network that attacked that ship either, but it was certainly Karlov who had a hand in getting that orchestrated.
Also, Riker isn't technically evil. He's just being used. It's just convenience of memory loss, right?
Yep.
Yeah, memory
Same
loss
boat
on
as
top
Firefly.
of memory loss on top of manipulation.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
And his memory's been lost since before Shade sold his name to the.
Also, just because we're on this topic,
okay.
Which one of our D&D characters which one of our D&D characters knows how to swear names? Just so we cover our bases here.
Definitely not Malkior.
I don't know how to swear dance.
How to square dance.
Oh my god!
You know, the answer to that might actually be Autumn.
Yes.
That makes sense,
Autumn,
actually.
Autumn was reading how to dance in the library and had like a how to dance book, and that actually happened in a role play. She and Iskander learned how to dance when he was Iskander. Now he's Barda. So she might actually know how to square dance.
What you're saying is, Autumn could potentially teach the party how to swear dance.
Potentially.
Please.
She has a book somewhere. There was a book in the crypt.
Right. Guys, we have a new goal as a group. We have to teach Melchior how to square dance.
No.
Against all odds.
Okay,
No.
anyway.
That's right, because of the fancy party that Maria was going to throw. They needed to learn how to dance.
Yes,
we
perfect.
Remember that? That's why she knows how to dance.
He can regular dance, but he doesn't know how to square dance.
We can
teach
it.
I didn't see with our game. I wish I had more clearer name tags because I realized there's a lot of very similar sounding names. So you have Rector and then Riker. You have Maria and Irina. You have Rita on top of that. You got Millie and Mary, Tayet, and then Tiamat.
Some of this is your own fault, though.
It really is.
It is, but the thing is, it's when you put these names together, oh, that sounds good. I haven't heard that kind of name in a while, and then you start using these names in, together at the same time, and you just kind of go, oh.
No.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Millie and Mary. When we first met Millie, she was under the alias Mary. So, we can't be blamed for that one, man. She was introduced to us as Mary and then went by Millie.
I mean, Millie's real name is Milka or something, right?
Yeah.
It's still the M, though. I was gonna say, you know what's a good way to get over that, though? Is occasionally, just put name ideas you have and just everything you know in an alphabetical order. That's when you realize, oh shit, these are starting to sound very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, I actually didn't make up the names of Tayet or Tiamat.
Yeah, but that was obviously there's going to be some things you can't avoid in this scenario. But
Yeah.
Also, we can just from now on we can just refer to him as Shade's dad. That'll be 100% easier for me.
Yes.
That's what Shade refers to him as.
Anyway, right?
There we go.
Yeah, we have Shade's dad, evil dragon god,
old man,
evil dragon goddess priestess. We have
the mummy,
Melchior's sister. We have the mummy, angry Barovia leader, sexy Barovia sister 2 leader.
You're making this worse than it has to be. You're doing it entirely the wrong way.
Not being called sexy.
Also,
so better watch out.
Valid.
Also, just don't get any Z characters or don't get any characters with E's, and we're good. Don't bring in an Elmo into this game. That'll just make things 100%.
Please
or
bring in an Elmo.
or like a Zane or something like that. Don't bring a Zane or a Xander to compete with Zena with the weak cell.
Elmo would like to fight! Elmo says roll for initiative! Just
okay,
next week,
you're banned.
find out that
No more.
has a brother.
I think I gotta go.
His name is Xander.
No!
I think I need to lay down.
Okay. Let's bring this back before we get too silly.
Yeah.
My dog is wondering why the hell my voice was so squeaky there for a second. Hi, Tifa.
You stink. You're fucking.
He does it all the time.
I mean, look at this dog. Look at that cute dog. Aw.
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 She just had a bath, so she's a bit poofy.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
She is such a good dog. Aw. All right, Tifa. I'm going to go and tell them more lore about how various bad things have happened in their past, okay? Okay.
Dad, you have to take me
Alrighty.
potty first.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I'll pee
So
on your rug.
majestic. Which one?
All of them.
Okay. So, it's been mere moments after Rector found out that, hey, Genie, you're free.
To answer your question, I will take my freedom.
Sky size. In that case, at
However,
least. No?
it would be rude of me to just up and leave right now. So I want to make a deal with you, Sky.
Go on.
I get my freedom. My soul does not belong to you anymore. My servitude does not belong to you anymore. No one else. However, in order to do what needs to be done, I will need access to the powers you have given me. So my deal is this. I have my freedom, and I continue to have access to your powers by agreeing to be an apostle of yours. I will teach your ways to those who will listen, and I will not sit idly by if I ever see or hear of any actions being taken against the dead. But in turn, I get my freedom, and I can go to other gods and get boons from them as well.
Roll for initiative. No, roll persuasion.
Oof.
I give him my inspiration.
I still have an
Okay.
inspiration, so
Okay. If you see Sky gives in, if you see to that Tayet, that soulless undead corpse back to my realm, not only will you be able to continue using the powers I bestow upon you, I will also put in a glowing recommendation to my cohorts, along with an amulet of the devout.
good thing I was planning on doing that anyways.
She puts out her hand. And then do we have a deal?
Rector shakes her hand. Is it cold to the touch? Is it cold to the touch?
No, it's actually quite warm.
Expected that to be cold.
I may shepherd the dead, but I am not one of the dead. She gives you a slight smile at that. All right, let's not dally anymore. You have one last thing to see. The moment. The moment you've all came here to witness. Puts your hand out and just waves across the area around you all. Like a wind, the fog just bellows through, wiping away the Amber Temple. Amber Temple, no. The temple you're currently in. Blanking you all into like it's just a realm of blackness. It didn't take long for Galahad to find Rita TikTok. It was on believe it or not, it was by a riverbed. Not too far away from Baldur's Gate. Vision comes back as a dark woods once more reappears. Rita and TikTok appear tied to the side. TikTok is hanging almost lifeless from a tree, being hung from the neck from a very thick branch. Rita is tied with her hands bound behind her around a very thick trunk of another tree opposite of the riverbank itself. The lot of you are presently standing on the shore opposite on the other side of the river of like Rita. The TikTok just kind of like hanging above you. You hear like a slight breath coming from him, but it is clear that he has been there for a while, and he is slowly leaving this realm. Behind you all, you hear the footsteps, the brushed footsteps of Galahad and Severin charging with blades at the ready at the poison bank of where Rita currently is tied to. She weakly looks up. You can see that she has a very thick black eye, and just the mark is that she has taken a wallop. There's no one else present nearby. I am done talking about TikTok.
We're still like at the point where we can't like influence anything though, right?
Presently, no. You are soon able to ask questions, of course. Hi.
Yeah, I had to retreat. Sorry.
No, my apologies. I got caught up in the moment and forgot about the trigger warning.
So how do we
Let's
stop
get-
this?
The moment presently is frozen in front of you.
Well, yeah, I was just asking
You know.
people around. So, like, how do we stop this?
How do we
Yeah.
stop this from happening at all?
Yeah.
The Raven Queen looks up towards the sky at the full moon above her. This night took place the day of your birthday, Melchior.
That was quite a while ago.
She nods.
Multiple months ago, actually.
Yeah, roughly, God, almost a year. Barely, like almost 8 or so months.
We're in Windcris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's April, so his was in Ishno, which is October, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months! Half a year!
And this night at the tree, is this the same night that they had the meeting with Severin, or was that a different day?
It was the same.
Okay. Well, we know when we have to go. But where were they meeting? Like, did that tavern look familiar?
Shade, give us a history check with advantage.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Shade, you realize you kind of follow the riverbed out towards the ocean not far away. This is in the same forest, the same area where you first washed up on before meeting the motley crew.
So it was in Boulder's Gate. She says that out loud, looking around the area. Did the tavern look familiar at all? I don't remember how big Boulder's Gate was, so I imagine there's probably a lot of taverns.
Roll history again.
Advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
It wasn't Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
But, like, do we know which tavern specifically it was?
Yeah, that's what I was...
That
You said it was in Boulder Gate, or wasn't?
it was.
Okay. Yeah.
That you'll have to speak with your friend once he comes
Returns.
back. Returns, yes. With that, she pulls out a small little cage with a glowing ball of light inside. This guy just kind of puts it forth towards you five.
Was this him?
That is indeed his soul.
I threw it in the trash.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That caught me so off guard.
I'm just kidding.
At least To the back, that actually would be more like his body. I forgot his soul has been with you all.
Oh, I. So like the
That was
actual body, or
opening
just
it.
like the.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like the energy that that basically is his body. Like imagine if it was the mana that made up his physical form
Okay, so
became
like
just that magical.
it's gonna
Yeah.
manifest into his body. Okay, I was about to say I don't know if we can carry that. But
Yeah,
if
you want to
it's
use it like if it's like you want to use like Kingdom Hearts terminology, that's his nobody.
okay, yeah. If that's the case, then yeah, Shade will hold out her hands to take if it is being given.
This guy kind of shakes her head. I think he would have liked it if it was held in the hands of his queen. And looks towards you, Canny.
Canny is typing.
Don't drop it.
Or do.
And she hands it over. All right. You have like essence of la TikTok.
Congratulations on your essence. I think I would like to give it to him too, is what she says.
You are welcome to do that.
As for the rest of the scene, unfortunately, I must say, I cannot really tell you exactly how it happens. However, snap of her fingers, a light just kind of flashes across the riverbed as you come back, and it is, for this part of the forest at least, is partly on fire. One side of the bed, there are various very large jars that you swear you have seen before. The body of TikTok is gone. Rita lies in a pool of water, the bed itself, with no hands. Not but Severin and Karlov himself presently remain by her body. Karlov just looks down at her, cocks his head for just sighing for a brief moment before he shifts his form into the appearance of the wizard herself. This fake Rita looks up to Severin with a smile. I think it's time for a certain wizard to go make some house calls in Uryale. I feel like there's a few things they'd be quite useful if I brought it with me back to Autumn and her beloved. I hear they are expecting soon. And it would be a shame if their dear friend Rita wasn't there to wish the newborn into this world. Before I go, though, I have to ask, do you have the soul? Severin just wipes a very sweaty and scarred a charred forehead as he pulls out from his pocket a still alive but very weak looking tiny little yellow finch. One of Galahad's guards. It was smart of the king himself to keep the bird close, to keep the soul close. Fortunately, he was not expecting us to be able to stop them from transforming back. I take it you will go through giving it to your niece? Carlos. Oh yes, Firefly is the perfect bearer of that soul. And methinks she'd be also useful in giving our sacrifices a much needed bit of playtime down in Saltburn. I do not doubt they'll be bringing a few of the other dragon souls with them. I'll make sure to have a few of the towers there to make sure we harvest the energy to go and just enjoy soaking up the chaos. Severin pockets the barely alive tiny little dragon bird. You realize how risky this is. The plan I have in mind is going to involve getting at least 3 countries to get into war with themselves. And this is only assuming the others have managed to get all of the various members in place. You said for Tayet to become fully empowered again, that there needs to be a war of the most powerful armies ever, the most powerful noble fighters to break the seal, to go about releasing this primordial dragon. If it can be done, which I doubt. Will the Emperor get his weapon? Karlov just shrugs his Rita. I don't think, after all of the considerable funds His Majesty has put into this endeavor, that I would go and disappoint him. Tayet has already agreed and has sworn to help give him all the power he could ever want. All he requires is just a simple, even passing glance with Tiamat. And I guarantee you, all the appropriate parties will be. I've made sure that at least most, if not all, of the dragon souls will be there, as well as plenty of heroic sacrifices. And if not, I would not be surprised if you could come up with a few ideas to make sure that they stick to Uryale. Karlov looks down at Rita's corpse. You know what? Spin a tale that Tayet needs a bodyguard. Make it out of their dear departed friend. Oh, that'll make sure they all come running. They'll come running, and they will defend her her corpse to their dying breath. Oh yes. Blood would be spilled to prove the innocence of a very naive princess. Souls would be absorbed to weaken the gate. Tayed will get her power back, and she will bring her wrath upon herself. I guarantee it. The Rita Karloff looks towards you all. See you soon, heroes. That a second, both Dragon Queen and Sky just go and like blast the vision away, or even who knows, a psychic link to Karloff himself, cutting the illusion as you find yourselves in a village upon a mountaintop with the goddess and the primordial.
So that wasn't supposed to happen, was it?
Sneaky bastard.
Sky shakes her head. No. She goes to you, Rector, and puts a hand upon your neck. Focus for a moment. You feel a bit of warmth kind of wrap around your neck as you feel a bit of chink of chain.
Look
Looks
down.
towards. It's the amulet.
Oh, okay. Is it like a design that like is the symbol of like the entire court of the gods?
Right now, it's just the symbol of her.
Oh, okay.
She looks over towards Raven Queen. You, come with me. We have to go talk to some others. I feel like there is more at work here than I would like to admit. The Queen just gives a look of like, I told you so. Forget to you, the rest of you. Be safe. Your companions should be arriving momentarily. Speak with them. Discuss with each other what you've learned. Make plans, because hereforth, I feel like the fight will be brought to all of you hard. I would not be surprised at the coming trial. We'll see you having to make some great sacrifices, whether it is ones that you give or ones your friends or allies may have to give to keep back the tide. Good luck. Sky and the Herd Queen vanish.
Well, that wasn't very fun.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So, question. Now, does he know that we're coming to change things that already happened, and will the person know that we are coming to change the things that already happened while it's happening?
A good question.
If I'm willing to place a bet, I think he wanted us to be there. He wants us there. He's expected us there, and he's planned for us to be there.
But does he plan for us to go back and undo what he just did, though?
That we don't know.
Because, I mean, we killed him at Autumn's house.
Are you sure you killed him? Because it sounds like he was very much alive.
I sliced him in half, but I know he's coming back. You can't just kill what he is.
Yeah.
What exactly is he?
A Rakshasa.
I need to look. Would Rector know what that was, or should I just not look it up to keep the immersion over the table?
I would look it up just to get a picture of it. A Rakshasa is a type of devil.
Has the appearance... would know that.
Yeah, but you would know it as a cleric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but a Rakshasa, is a devil. Is a humanoid, medium size. Has the appearance, is a facial appearance of a tiger. However, their hands are backwards. So, like, the right's on the left, left's on the right.
Isn't it a thing where you can shapeshift, but like they're always backwards? I forget.
That's exactly, yeah. They are able to shapeshift into almost any form. So, but it's simply Karloff's ability to create illusions is above none. On top of that, killing him, you can't kill him in the material plane. You can only kill him in hell.
So we gotta kill the demonic fur baby.
Yep. And I fully intend to.
When we killed him, I know it was only temporary, but let's just say I needed to get some anger out at the moment.
What is it with you guys and unkillable enemies? Like, there was that, like, fucking walking zombie motherfucker, now there's this guy.
Do you think I signed up for this? Do you think I put out a form that said, hey, if you're unkillable, come sign this and be our enemy?
Think so, because, like, you're giving off a whole bonesaw vibe. You're like, oh yeah, you got 45 seconds to spend with me in the ring.
What the fuck is a bonesaw?
It's a surgical tool.
And it can talk?
I love this reference. I'm so sorry it's not in universe.
I have a headcanon that Bastion's not actually from our world. Because he keeps making out-of-world references. It's so funny.
What if Bastion's still like a hyper-intelligent gecko?
I don't want it
Bastion
to
got isekai'd into this world.
Yeah, no, regardless, they just keep showing up on our doorsteps. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it.
Same.
I don't blame you.
Speaking of unkillable fucks, on her heel, she turns to Melchior and points directly at his sun sword. What the fuck?
Oh, right, that. Strahd's soul is somehow trapped in my sword.
Yeah. Why?
Beats me. The sword was sentient. It was his sword. But, it's mine now. So. He's just kind of an annoyance that I have to deal with from time to time.
He hasn't been trying to, like, mind control you or anything, has he? She's, like, looking very warily at the sword.
No, I don't think he can, even if he wanted to. No, he just pops out and tries to give me advice every now and then.
So you do the opposite?
Usually, yeah.
Next time you see him, tell him to go to hell. And she turns back around.
The drum refuses to go. It wants to kill the sword.
She pats the drum. Down, child. So the others are coming back soon?
You can hear faintly in the distance the sounds of a group of a paladin, a fighter, and a very small warlock just sorcerer.
Right?
Warlock.
He's just, shouting gleefully down the hillside. As you can see in the distance, a little faint pinprick getting bigger and bigger as the three of them are currently snowboarding down the mountaintop on top of a sled.
Oh yeah!
Shade's gonna back
Well,
up.
look. Well, it looks like they're having a good time.
Oh, good for them.
Lucky them.
Is this a bad idea?
I wonder how they plan to stop.
They probably don't.
Shade
Do we have
backs
to
up.
get 30? Do we have to get 30 things with disadvantage or something? Just for the fun of it?
Captain Rachel backs up. She backs up.
I will like
Hear,
to say
like, sorry hollering the whole way
Shade's drum is
down.
rattling like mad.
Why did you do that?
Oh, Felix? You okay?
My cat's doing something.
No.
Stop it!
The Carter floating in the middle of the room.
Looks at Carter floating like he's possessed. Felix says in that tone of voice,
Carter!
"Why did you do that?"
Alright, well, Felix is wrangling their possessed cat.
We'll say no time whatsoever. The three reach the bottom of their sledding spree that's taken 2 weeks to do, and have skidded.
Big hill?
Big hill, very big hill.
It's a
Akira
tall
style
mountain,
in front of
yeah,
you.
yeah.
He attacked!
But yes, to clarify, presently all of you are currently gathered outside of Kukur village near the top of the mountains.
You at least
Well,
make a deck save, right? Just in case.
I mean, you can make one
For
if
what?
you want to. I doubt.
I don't know, hit a rock or something.
Why do you want to wipe out so badly?
Because
I
it
just
was
want to
funny.
roll.
Man, just wants to roll.
I haven't rolled all day. It's fine. We can continue with this stuff.
Roll performance to stick the landing in a cool way. That's my suggestion. What do you think, Flint?
Flint, can we do that?
What do you want to do? Sorry, my brain kind of...
Want to land like a badass, so can we roll performance to see if we land like badasses, or we just
Sure, let's find out. All of you roll performances.
Yay! Alright.
Finally, at least I get to roll once today.
Oh god, mine is only a modifier of 3. Okay. Oh wow!
Performance,
Okay.
not persuasion, para.
Oh,
no.
persuasion. Oopsie.
Performance.
But anyway,
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll live with that.
Zena, you guys start to kind of slid down towards the end. You see your group there. You go like, oh, there they are! And you kind of direct everyone there. You get close, maybe 10 feet away. Start to turn the shield you're on to kind of skid towards them. You jump off. You do a flip in the air, land down, 3-point landing, hero style. Your fist touches the ground, really badass.
The Avengers Slam.
Exactly, the Avengers Slam. While the others tumble over one another into a snowbally mess and land on top of each other.
Hell yeah! Let's do it again! Let's go back up! She picks up her shield, starts hiking up the mountain again. I'm kidding.
I imagine since
I'm
you
kidding.
guys are snowboarding or sledding or whatever the hell that was, I imagine your trip up there was fruitful.
Oh,
Lady
yeah.
Gasari punched the god.
I did. Well,
You punched
I
him
stabbed
real
her.
good.
I stabbed her with my spear. But yeah, and then she gave me
You
a war horn.
stabbed your own god?
She told me to.
She
said-
asked for it.
She said, "Bring it, bitch,"
Oh.
and I brought it. It was brought. We came, we saw, we kicked her ass, and she holds up the war horn, and she's like, "Whoop whoop!" Like,
Good job, good job.
drinks on me, party tonight. Yeah. What's up? How about you guys? You have some fun down there with whatever.
Cut to
they-
us,
Judging-
just have like bags under our eyes.
I'm
Gasari and
guessing.
Zena always have as much more fun adventure than Shade does.
Judging by the, I was gonna say it loud. Judging by the bags in the Shade's eyes, I think something.
You cut out, but I know what you were saying. God bless. Shay just kind of like runs a hand down her face. We got information. Information's nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. It's good. Hey, why don't we go to the tavern and have some drinks and talk it out and stuff? Why don't we do that? Oh, we got
Okay.
information too. But
You
we
know
also got other
what?
cool stuff.
Drinks sound wonderful.
Let's do it.
I need a lot of drinks right now. Shade's gonna go
Me
towards
too.
the tavern.
Party! Whoop, 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 whoop.
Fortunately, this is a Kukar clan village, so there's at least 5. In fact, there are more taverns than there actually are places where to get food.
Oh my god.
Is it a thing where like they're all like
Tavern's
one?
also a place to secure food.
Is it a thing where like they're all combined to one tavern, like a Taco Bell, McDonald's, or something like that? You know what I mean? They're just
Oh,
right
hell
next
no.
to each. They're like right
No,
next to
no.
each other.
So
Aww.
they're on opposite ends. They vie for control. Granted, in a very respectful but very competitive nature.
You're just like hoping for like a mega tavern someday.
That'll be in the cities. But yeah. Shade and Kasari. Shade and Kasari. Sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. Shade and Kasari are heading to the tavern. I assume people are following? Or not.
Yeah, then
Lord.
we'll follow.
Do
Oh
whatever
yeah,
you
no,
want.
I'm going.
I'll go for
Go
a
to the
few
tavern.
drinks. I'll get a curly temple. I need to watch my drinkish figure.
Freakish figure. That is such an amazing way to put that.
Okay, then hella, to the tavern. It's time to drink and discuss. Shade's probably mostly just gonna drink.
I'm just laughing at this gift that Shem posted.
Huh?
Turtles, yeah.
I just decided that Kasari and Zena are an iconic rap duo with Elio on beatboxing and cat keyboard. Oh, yes. So and Para posted his keyboard. It's beautiful. It's majestic. Majestic.
I love that gift. What the fuck?
They'd always find some pretty good gifts.
I'm just laughing. I'm sorry. Please continue.
God. Well, when they sit, Shade's gonna lean back in her chair. So do you want us to talk about what we found first, or do you want to talk about what you found first?
What sounds like ours is significantly smaller than the bombshell you have, just judging by your face wrinkles.
Ours is cooler anyway. I mean, listen, I got this war horn, and she like holds up the war horn again. Oh, war horn.
So we tell them what we learned. I guess I hardly remember honestly.
Hold on, I got this.
Oh, thank God.
I got notes. Hold on.
Sorry, take it away.
All right. Little Batman noise. Okay, so, all right. We're gonna have one of those storytelling things. So, Kasari, while downing a drink in between sips, Kasari tells the story. She says, "Okay, so we like hiked up the mountain because, well, no, let me go back. First, we had to talk to my dad about getting the Cuckoo Clan to help us out, right? Because we need an army and whatnot. And he's like, I don't know. We got a duty. Got to keep guarding the mountain. So, I don't know. Go ask your mother. So I'm like, fine. I'll fucking ask my mom. You always say that, Dad. What else? Go up to see my mom. And eventually we're all like, okay, listen, you just got to talk to Ula. All right, got to talk to Ula. If you talk to Ula and she says you're cool, you dig, then we can have an army. And it's like, all right, then we're gonna go up the mountain. And I talked to my mom. And she's like, nobody's ever gone up that mountain and lived, like, came back. And we're like, well, I guess that will be us, the first ones. Am I right, guys? Am I right? So we hike up the mountain, and we're hiking for like, I don't know, a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours. Yeah, hellacious. What is that word? I don't know. What is that word? Felix, what is that word?
This is Spontaneous gift, sorry.
Hellacious, radical, wicked, hellacious. Alright, so we're hiking up the mountain, alright? It's pretty cold, it's like blizzarding. We've probably taken, like, I don't know, 3 steps forward, it feels like. We've been up there for, like, 50 hours or whatever. And eventually, Ula's like, hey, what do you guys, why do you fight, warriors? And we're like, for all these cool reasons, duh, and because you're fucking awesome, Ula. And then she's like, alright, you're cool, I'll let you in. And then the cause part! And there she is, and she's like, the best. And we're all like, listen, Ula, we need your help. We need an army because, like, I'm only one awesome fighter, and Zena's only one awesome fighter, and Elio's only one awesome fighter, and we're only one of each of us. But we need, like, 50 more or something, right? So it's like, we need more men and women and in-betweens. And she's like, I'll give you what you need, but you gotta fight me first. Like, prove your worth and stuff. And so we're like, oh shit, and then she like throws down, and we're like, oh shit, and then a swing in there, and a punch in there, and then Elio gets decked, and then I get decked, and Zena gets decked, and she stabs, and they sit, and we can't get her, but then, like, Zena distracted her, and Elio did this really cool thing, and it's like, oh! And then, like, I stabbed her in the back, and Ula's like, very good, awesome, alright, you're gonna have your army, here's this war horn, war horn, cool shit. She tells Elio some stuff about his dad, which was pretty cool. Although he didn't seem too pleased about it, but she told us some stuff about his dad, and then, like, gave Zena some cool shit. But, Zena, what was that cool shit that she gave you? She gave you some fucking cool shit, right? Anyway, she says, alright, so you can blow this horn once, and then you'll get all these ancestors will come down, and they will fight with you. But you gotta be careful, because, like, the enemy, they've got this, like, weird shit plan. You see, like, on the battlefield, they've set up, like, this like, pentagram shit, and they're gonna, like, summon stuff. It's gonna be the summoning circle, and all the people who die on that battlefield are gonna be, their blood's gonna seep to the ground, and it's gonna summon fucking Tiamat from the ground right then and there. So you gotta be fucking careful, alright? And we're like, oh shit, man, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, man? So it's like, okay, well, we gotta, like, figure out how to take out the towers that are gonna sprout from the battlefield. They're gonna go right up out of the ground, okay? They're gonna go right over the ground, like uppercut from the ground, okay? There's gonna be five of them, and we gotta, like, take them all out systematically, right? So we gotta have the army to distract from the towers, and we gotta take out the other towers, because those are, like, the focal points, right? Like the candles in a pentagram circle of, or whatever. I don't know, ask Norbu, he knows about that shit. Anyway, so, like, there's the towers and the things, and there's gonna be a lich, that once we start taking down the towers, the lich is gonna come, that's Rita, by the way, she's a lich. Anyway, she's gonna come and she's gonna try to distract us. We gotta take out them damn towers, or fucking towers, or else we're all gonna go to shit. And, let me see, oh, right, yeah, Elio, that thing about your dad, he's alive, right? He's good?
Kinda.
Kinda?
You know.
I know? Do you want me to say? I was gonna, like, over the table, like...
I mean, I don't think anyone can tell, sorry, what she can or can't
right,
say.
So anyway, Elio's dad's alive, and he's, like, protecting his hometown or something from the kobolds. So he's, like, trying to, like, protect us. So he's actually been kind of helping us behind the scenes this whole time! He sounds like a stand-up dude. Hope we get to meet him someday. Anyway, yeah, so, we have to also keep the princess from getting, like, wigged out, because if she gets wigged out, she'll transform into a dragon. So that's a thing that Zena has to worry about, and we all have to worry about, kinda, but she's gonna be in the center spire. So it's like, this war shit's gonna be going around on the battlefield, and right in the fucking middle of it, on the fucking middle tower, is gonna be the princess going, oh no, help me! And we really gotta fucking make sure that she doesn't get too fucking stressed and pop a blood vessel, because she's gonna become one of those dragons and stuff. And that's what I got. But anyway, Zena's blessed. Elio's marginally smarter than he was before, because he knows some shit. And I have a war horn! And yeah, we got a strategy. So what do you guys got?
Shay Shade takes a long sip of her drink.
Because two should roll.
Oh no! Wait,
Shade,
knock your
I mean,
knock your drink and
taking
roll.
a sip of a drink doesn't make you
Milky
drunk.
it's
is
from-
on his
it's
third
from-
though.
It's
Yeah,
for the
'cause
fucking
Alma's on
his third cup.
speech. That's what it's for. It's not for the drink. It's for the speech.
Speech.
It's for the fucking speech.
Is that so?
I don't know. That's my guess.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about rolling. We continue.
Shade takes a moment to process. Were you gonna say something, Richter?
Sorry, what was your god's name again? She sounds
Ula!
really great. She
Ula!
sounds great.
How many fucking times do I have to say? Elizabeth, hey, if you're still looking in the market for like a better goddess, I got one right up
Jesus
the street there,
Christ.
and she's like,
Actually,
no, Ula,
actually-
not Jesus Christ, there ain't no such thing, but there is such a thing as Ula. And do you have a minute for me to talk about my Lord and Savior Ula? I mean, really.
I cast Thaumaturgy to like
best.
make her quiet.
She sounds great. I would love to meet her.
Well,
Oh my god.
you might have to climb the mountain. I don't know. Something like that. Also, hi, Tifa!
Oh, Tifa's here.
Dog is
Nice.
here. Tifa's here. Hi, Tifa.
A little corgi comes running across the tavern floor. Shade. God. So, we need to take out towers that are underground.
No, they're gonna like sprout up in the middle of the fight.
Okay, they're gonna sprout up like weeds and then we take out the towers?
Yeah.
Okay. Possible.
And fight.
We've done that before. Looks to
And fight at the same time.
Melchior.
Both armies. The Mad King's army and then the dragon shit people army. Shitty dragon army. At the same time.
There's something I don't fully understand at this point.
Okay, what's up?
So we know when and where Rita dies, and if we
Finally.
and Severin was responsible for that. If
knew it.
Fucking ass.
Yeah, but if we go back and stop that, won't that negate the war entirely?
Well, that just brings up the concept of time travel in multiple universes. But what if, like, say you pick up a fork right now, but you don't in a different world, and then that would continue to change things as you do more things you would do, but you don't do.
I'm one, not in the mood and not in the capacity. Like, I don't have the capacity right now to discuss quantum string theory with you.
I mean, shrug. If we prevent her from dying, then we don't. Maybe we don't have to do any of the rest of this shit. Great, I guess. But like, if all it does is make her be not dead, then she can fight with us, and that'd be pretty fucking sweet.
Well,
honestly. Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
If we go back in time and we save Rita, which will likely involve killing Severin, then Severin isn't in Uryale, and there's never a bomb that goes off. Doesn't that negate the entire war? Also, they want this war so they can weaken the Veil and help Taya get her power back, by the way.
I mean, it sounds like they've been planning this shit for a while, so even if Severin's dead, we might still have that weird shit underground with the towers and stuff.
Well,
maybe like...
another fun fact, Severin is responsible for Severin is the tower of the Black Network.
Oh, why didn't you just start with that?
What?
There's a lot going through my mind right now. I'm sure there's a lot going through all our minds right now.
Do we have a way to go back in time?
Mary, apparently.
Mary.
Yeah, remember?
Mary and her
you were
grape or
here
whatever.
because you were talking to your people.
And Mary can control that, right?
Ideally, yeah.
Fucking no.
I don't know that word very well, but I do not believe ideally means yes. What if
Sure.
What if something happens?
Well, I
So-
mean, the last time she used the cloak, you all ended up safely in Uryale, and I had to make my way slowly there. But you guys did end up in Uryale. So, based on that, I would assume she can control it.
I mean, guess then yeah, sure.
Well, I don't like Severin, so I say let's beat him up.
I mean, it sounds like only
Well,
good things will happen if we beat the shit out of him. If we beat
I've-
the life out of him.
What's up, Rector?
I've got plans for Severin.
Okay, well then you beat the shit out of him.
Can we know those plans?
It involves him never coming here again and going to a place he's going to really, really, really not
That
like.
is very vague.
Yeah,
It
is he
sounds
gonna?
like you're gonna send him to hell with your
Is he dying or what? Because my plan is to kill him. As a collective, obviously, not me personally.
My goal is to smuggle him from here to a place very, very far away where he will most likely die.
How
In
about
a
we
very terrible way.
How about we just
Florida?
cut out the middleman and kill him?
We can
Wait,
stab
what if
him
we
and
do
send him
both?
there.
What if we kill him and then send him somewhere horrible?
Here, I got a plan, alright? Listen, I know how to revive people, so here's the thing. We kill him. We take him to this place. You and me, Rector, we take him to this place. I bring him back to life, you kill him again. Then he gets to die twice.
We would never want to go to where I would want to send him.
Can
Well,
you
then
tell
how
us
you
what
gonna
it
fucking
is?
get in there?
Can you elaborate? You're being cryptic for no reason.
Yeah, you
Is
really
it Florida?
are. The fuck is Florida?
What is Florida?
Shut the
Had to
fuck
say
up,
it twice to
Sarah.
make sure it landed, huh?
I read it in a book.
Did you?
Oh, it's a terrible frickin' place, man. You've got
No.
humans thinking they're dragons.
Melchior, how
Yes.
much do you know about planes?
A decent amount.
Okay, I plan on making sure he goes to a place that he will never come back from if we don't kill him.
So,
Which
kill him?
plane?
Like, death plane?
Anyone that would make sure his soul doesn't even come back here. Like, he would just be permanently gone.
Shouldn't
That's
we-
my plan for him.
Shouldn't we do that to Karloff?
I could do it to him, maybe, too. Maybe. I
Do
don't
you have
know.
like a banishing spell or some shit? Because it sounds like you got a fucking banishing spell up your sleeve. Let me check your sleeve. She grabs his sleeve and looks inside.
I down my fourth drink at this point.
She's looking in.
I can roll a
Rector's
Constitution
sleeve.
save at this point if you'd like me to. I've had 4 drinks.
It's 4 drinks.
You guys notice Rector's actually not drinking.
Roll Constitution. Fuck it.
Oh, fun times ahead, boys and girls.
Kasari
15.
looks at his
Okay.
lack of drink and seems
You're-
offended.
You are starting to feel it. It's a bit fuzzy, but you're not, to the point where you're saying, confessions.
Good. I don't even know what I would confess at this point. But
Something. I don't know.
Oh,
Right now we are just discussing all the ways we would want to kill this man. We all have different ways we want to do it.
All right, Rector, real quick. I gotta interrupt you. I'm gonna let you finish, but where the fuck is your drink? You want like an orange juice or something?
Is that...
I'm good. I will take an orange juice though, just nothing in it, just orange juice.
I mean, we don't even have orange juice here, but we got some other stuff. We got some yak's milk. Hey, bring us a round of yak's milk, guys.
mm-mm.
Why would you offer orange juice?
It's a matter of speech, my dude.
I mean, if the
Where-
yak milk's old enough, it turns colors, right?
Look around you. Where are we gonna get an orange?
I wanted orange juice too.
I'm sorry. When we were back in the port, maybe they got oranges, but up here, nah, man, we don't really have that shit.
I kind of, as they're talking about the oranges in the axe milk, I kind of look over to Shade, see what.
I was
What
gonna
Shade's
do
up
the
to.
same thing.
Shane, is
Crying in the
Shane
corner.
okay? Is Shane like in the fetal position somewhere?
She's just looking into her drink. She's just quiet.
That anime thing where the corner's just dark and gray where Shade is.
Izena was gonna lean over while everyone was talking and just quietly ask, "Are you doing all right? You're usually more reactive when Lady Kasari talks like that."
We just learned a lot. Maybe too much. We found out who the hermit is.
Like the crab?
That got me excited.
Over the table. Hold on, I need a second.
Yeah, understandable.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, wait, so-
Something on the
Okay,
word
hold on.
smallest violin.
Hold on
I
a
just
second.
realized, where the fuck is Shern? I just realized. Where's Shern?
I think
He's safe on the boat.
Yeah, he's on the boat.
Okay, thank God.
He's been on the boat this whole time. Someone's been babysitting him. He's okay.
Thank God.
All
I
of
thought
my
he was.
pets are babysitting. Or
I thought he
they're
was
fine.
here and frozen or something. Like, oh God.
Shern and Rock, I believe, are on the boat. Actually, no. Shern should be with y'all.
Yeah. Rock is definitely on the boat.
Is Shern frozen? It's been
Shern's
cold.
fine.
We can say that Millie is babysitting Shern.
Okay. Oh, we left
allow it.
we left him at Uryale's place. That's what we did.
I
mean-
All of our favorite NPCs are on the boat still.
Okay.
Uriale.
I'm good.
And Waters.
I'm good. I've
So the plan-
recovered.
Back.
Yeah, we're good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Upon Zenna saying like the crab, Shay just kind of like holds her head in her hand. No, I mean like the title of somebody in the Black Network. You know how we have the Tower, we have the Wheel, the Lover, and we have the Hermit. Do you remember any of that?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I do.
We found out who the Hermit is. And we found out that this Hermit, correct me if I'm wrong, Flintworth, he made a sword just like the Moonblade, which glows when it's in the presence of dragons. Found that out too, by the way. My sword glows when it's around a dragon. She puts the Moonblade on the table.
Oh, that's why it glows.
It's presently. Is TikTok there? You know, he's down at the other tavern, so it's just you lot. In that case, it is very dull. It is just a sword.
Wouldn't we have brought him with us though? Because like we met.
Bastion's here, he's Dragonborn. I guess it could only dragon.
Dragons, not
Okay,
dragonborns.
dragon. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm only like, partial dragon. No.
If he touches it, does it like spark slightly? You know?
Regardless, they have a sword like that in their possession. Severin has a sword like that in his possession. An exact copy. And I was wondering, why does he have a sword that's like the Moonblade? Because I thought
two Moonblades.
one was
dual
made.
wielding?
One was
Yeah,
made.
two. One.
Considering that the sword, if I recall correctly, belonged to my father. Found out
Severin stole your dad's sword. What the fuck?
my father gave him the sword.
Why?
My father is the hermit.
Why?
We just went over this.
But no, wait. No, hold up. Why would your dad do something like this?
Because he's lost his memory and they're making a fool out of him.
Damn.
So shouldn't he be called the Fool and not the Hermit?
No, Dominic is the fool.
Oh, I hate that man.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean,
I told
damn.
I told Melchior this earlier. But when I was talking to Alana, she told me that my dad had lost his memories around the time the ship that I was on, me and my mother, around the time it crashed. He made a deal with the Dark Fae, lost his memory. And after that, I guess the Black Network found him, began using him. And now he's the hermit. So, got my father working for the Black Network. No memories, doesn't remember me or my mom at all. And my mom in the water plane. With
Did you
Karloff.
ask where your mom was while you were there? Like, exactly?
Elia, I have a lot on my mind right now. That did not come up in conversation, I regret to inform you.
For the sake of your sanity, they would have known where she was exactly.
God damn it! Poor Shade.
Kisari puts a hand on Shade's shoulder. That's rough. I'm sorry. She slides another drink over to Shade.
If we go back in time to kill the Severin, would it make it easier to find your father?
I don't see why it would.
Well, if we, she, punches her fist into a hand. If we, rough him up enough that he'll spill his guts, maybe he'll tell us where the hermit is. Right?
And then we spill guts.
He's gotta know everything.
I plan on questioning him, whether we go back in time or not. Doesn't make much of a difference. He's still under their thumb. Doesn't matter.
It'd be easier to question him if we're not at war.
I mean, if we can find out where he is, then we can find him and we can maybe knock some sense into him, too.
Did we lose somebody?
Jen.
No. Oh.
Bye, Jen.
Jennifer.
Probably work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get him.
Oh, there is one other thing relating to the Black Network. The Emperor, the leader, is the king of Faerun.
Oh, son of a gun.
Nope. Don't know who that is.
Is that bad?
His name escapes me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if he's a
Friend of
king...
name to you. It's Hans.
Oh, you did?
What a
Hans?
boring name.
Hans.
So
Name's
not
Hans.
not like Himes, our dragon friend, but Hans. Hans Gruber.
Not the same Hans that had a thing for Shade.
No, not.
Oh no!
Not that one.
Oh,
It's not that one, right?
Okay, thank God.
It can't be that one, right?
Imagine that. The Hans you rejected became the king of Faerun.
What's his name, Hans?
His name
Yeah, it was
Hans.
Hans.
Oh, let me find a different name then. I want a German name. That sounds good. Hang
Do
on.
something scary sounding, like Lindenberg. I don't know.
Lindenberg?
I couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry.
Welcome to my hell.
Zeppelin.
King Lindenberg and Rita. Is it you, Lindbergh?
I can walk.
Lindbeck.
Lindbeck.
We
He
need
was
a
one
scary
something.
German name.
I still think Krankenwagen is an underrated.
That's just an ambulance.
Exactly. Call it ambulance.
Krankenwagen.
King Krankenwagen.
That rolls off the tongue really well, actually.
No, you're not naming my king after a goddamn ambulance.
Well, then find a name.
How
You're gonna
about
need
King
one once we're done with him, though.
King Kranken. How's that, Kranken?
Oh!
King.
I'm looking.
King Kronk.
I'm looking.
While-
I'm looking.
While he's looking for a name,
Far quad.
Cloud.
while Flint's
Yes,
looking
Daddy?
while Flint's looking for a name, while Flint's looking for
Oh my god.
The dog. I think they're attacking each other. The dog is attacking.
Oh, man, I'm being choked. Please,
oh my god,
Oh god.
He's
Hey!
being choked.
get that
Oh,
shit
no.
off of
Escalated
my
rather
street.
quickly.
Flint's ready to snap, y'all.
This is domestic abuse. Call the police.
It was the Farquaad statement. Just
I'd like to report a crime.
911.
Objection.
Well, you're not in court yet.
Objection for
You're not in-
heaven's sake.
Oh god.
I can hear little gasps from
I'm
Link.
alive.
Oh, shit.
my god.
Flint beat me up.
Oh my
You gotta
god.
get some.
Farquaad is the name.
Jeez.
We got some. We got some recording. This is gonna be evidence in the courtroom.
He's trying to murder me for suggesting Farquaad.
Oh.
Whoa!
Well,
Iggy.
the name just so happens to escape us right now. Oh man, oh no. I'm sure
There's a
one
whole
of
lot going
I'm
on in the
sure
brains
one
right
of
there.
us, yeah, I'm sure one of us is gonna suddenly remember here in a second.
How about him who must not be named?
It's just on the tip of our tongues, you know.
Voldy.
Well, whoever he is, we just have to kill him.
Voldemort.
Hate you all. Hate you all. Hate you all.
Voldemort.
Killing.
I'm trying to help.
Felix is like, I think Felix is over there helping you look for names. Don't be mean.
Sauron. King Sauron.
How about
Sauron.
Sauron.
King Steven Schwartz?
Tim. King Tim.
King Believer.
Tim.
Him.
Tim.
There are those who call me Tim.
Tim.
God. Anyway, his name is escaping us right now.
King?
But
I'm gonna take, I'll start by hating me for this later, but it's just straight up King Henry.
Ah, boo.
why would he?
I like it. I like it.
I guess that's still lame though.
Why would
King Henry.
Why would Osira hate you for that?
Because King
Henry-
Henry is. Oh, go ahead.
King Henry's a great name. There's so many kings in history with that.
I-
Man.
Yeah, but that makes it so
Yes, but-
generic though.
Right off the top?
That's perfect for someone who doesn't want to actually be like suspected of, being a worshiper of Tiamat,
Yeah, like
He's-
if you're gonna
he's not,
be
though.
evil, you don't
or
want,
in,
you
or
don't
in
want the
leagues
most
with.
evil sounding name.
True.
I mean,
Okay, you want a cool name?
Henry with an I.
His name is King Zephiel.
The
that's-
file.
So,
That's way better.
Zephiel is it's really cool.
How do
I
you
like
pronounce that?
It's like a ZA or an SA.
Z. Yeah.
Okay, is everyone here happy with that name?
Yes, King Henry the File. We like it.
Henry Savile?
The file? I don't know.
Zephiel. As long as I know how to spell it, I'm writing it down.
Hang on, I'll put it in Discord.
Second,
Is it a
thank you.
PH or an F?
He's spelling it out. Give them a moment.
Love you, Flint.
I think it's
Love
time
you
for. I think it's time for me to go get a drink in real life at this point.
Savile.
Yeah,
Are you
okay.
kidding me? I have been drinking heavily since.
I
Shenanigans
don't
started.
fucking blame you. Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna go get one. I'll be right back.
okay,
I'm
do
gonna
we,
get one too.
okay.
What?
Drink break.
Drink
Oh.
break.
I'll allow it.
I mean, they
Does that
walked
mean
away
I can
already.
have alcohol?
Bless you.
Bless you.
thank you.
Go grab your sugary drink or alcohol or caffeine or your advice of choice.
I wish I had alcohol.
My mochi!
You know, very thought out mochi.
My mochi's gonna melt!
Well, how the tables have turned.
So right now we need to all figure out in game what we're actually. Are we going back in time, or are we gonna do something else?
I mean, here's the thing. We have time travel. Why the fuck not use it when we know the perfect time and place to use it?
Because there's no guarantee it's gonna work how we want it to.
Screw it. We're gonna fight regardless.
Somebody,
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling that somebody's gonna get lost in time, and
I
then
mean,
we're not gonna
I-
reconnect for a while.
I mean, I very much plan things to have you kind of have to do both no matter what, so.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But I think the time travel
Yeah.
would be cool at least.
That's why I'm not thinking too hard about the time travel, because I know Flint has a plan. I simply don't want to think about it.
I do, in fact, have a plan from the very start when it comes to the whole back in time stuff.
God bless.
There's a reason why I've had made it very clear that, like, Mary has very limited control over the robe. Sorry, the cloak, I should say.
If we want to question Zephyrus, or whatever his name is, Zephyrin, I also have a lot of ways to make him talk.
That's why I'm glad you're. Yeah, that's why I'm like not worried about that. Like, yeah, you definitely can like overpower him easy.
Oh yeah,
Especially with your
Shade's getting
kit.
him to talk one way or another, and if she has to use Rector for that, then so be it.
I think my one kind of like shameful confession I have to make today is that in all of my like brainstorming leading up to today, like which frankly I've been very proud of, was able to kind of get all these details straight and like together. Like, cool, hey, this is like the perfect way to do all this. The one thing I forgot to look into was giving a goddamn name to the king of Faerun.
Well, now you have one now.
I do have one now.
Henry the File, or the Feel, the File.
It's a file.
Sophia. I feel it, Flip, but also he is kind of important.
It's like, oh, that makes kind of cool sense. Like how this would come out for a while. Like, oh yeah, it makes kind of like poetic sense. The guy who I've been kind of like slowly hinting at has been trying to become an emperor is actually the emperor. Like, haha, tongue in cheek, but also like, oh god, that's very tongue in cheek kind of style. Like, haha, that's cool. It'd be a cool reveal. It's time to do it. To be like, oh, thick names. They're gonna ask about names right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I
have no one to blame but myself.
Ember Cove is in Faerun, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So what is the king? Human or what?
No. Ember Cove is in Florin, which is neighboring to Faerun.
Gotcha.
But you would still know his name because you're the neighbor.
Yeah, I also traveled all over, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like. Go ahead.
This is this is a different king than the Mad King. Or are they the same?
Yeah, the Mad King's across the ocean in the other continent.
Okay, that's what I mean.
I think the Mad King's like is in charge of like the biggest continent. I mean, the biggest nation in the world right now, right?
Yeah, he's like over there with Everdam.
He's fantasy Russia right now. Essentially.
Yeah. If you need help contextualizing your head, yeah, the Mad King is in charge of fantasy Russia. Faerun is basically fantasy D&D insert, because that is where like all the major D&D locations have been put into my world, just because you gotta have them there somewhere because they're so iconic, kind of like Tiamat.
Do you mind bringing up the map, Flintworth?
Yeah, that would help.
Sure, we'll start with that.
We're just recapping.
Yeah.
Is the Mad King still a halfling and like super racist?
Yes.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
So he's in charge of all this gray over here.
Yep.
As far as we know, the Mad King is not involved with this at all, outside of being baited into attacking.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're basically using his lust for conquest to like fucking cause a bloodshed.
Not really conquest, more so the getting even, because that is very much what makes him mad. Is that he took over?
That's right.
Yeah, he took over all that territory because a lot of those countries that used to be there were countries that didn't come help save his zone when they were being like enslaved by a mad dark lord.
Yeah, that's Shade's house right there at Helen.
Ah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, speaking of Shade, if it isn't clear by now with everything that I've said over the years, I'm not sure if it's been put together by now, but Shade's dad's part of the royal family of Florin, so
yeah, I was wondering if you had planned for that, because I know my version of Riker, he absolutely was a prince along with Elliot. They were both princes. On Eternal's end, I was like, I wonder if Flint's gonna make him royalty. It doesn't matter if not, but yeehaw. You did it.
Yeah.
So that makes Shade half royalty?
Yep, that makes Shade essentially a Disney princess.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's from the royal family of where?
Of Florin, the home country of Melchior.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was gonna ask me. I'm spacing on it. Shit.
I mean, by all means, if this is the session to recap people and kind of clarify things.
So is that file like a respected king, or like is he like reclusive? Like is he nosy?
I would say, general political wise, with what a lot of people here have kind of given off of him, he has like the same kind of air you would give. Frankly, it was like America, where it's like,
Odd.
in the sense that they are the side of good nowadays. You can trust them. They have good economy. They have good places like that. But it's like a little hints of like, hey, they clearly are out to get some shit out of the world.
Okay, but like when you say America, that's so kind of iffy, especially what he did to like Autumn's people.
Well, that's the thing, because that's exactly where a lot of the
Oh
inspiration comes
God.
from.
Okay, we're going there.
I remember my question.
Yes, what's up?
So he's an asshole. Oh, sorry.
Shade's dad is human, right?
Yes.
And Moonblades are made by elves.
Yes.
Yep.
But her dad made a second Moonblade. But like, did he get that knowledge from like?
Or had one made.
Okay.
Had one made.
Gotcha. Okay.
He just has money, apparently.
I mean, I don't know why. I always assumed he had the original Moonblade from Minerva and her people.
That's what I thought. Like, that was my assumption.
But he just made a copy.
He had someone make it. He had like elves make it, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Peltez is very much designed to be like the new world of my world. Hence why you have like pieces of it carved out between Faerun, Uryale, and the UE.
So that means one of these is Fantasy France, right?
Actually, one of them. Well, actually, no. One of them is technically Fantasy America, I guess, because that's the closest you can probably look at United Iran. Or it's based on an Irish name. I need to look into that later. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. That's the purple country that's in like the lower half of the world.
I forget, Flint. Did they tell Shade that her dad was part of the royal family, or just heavily hinted at it?
It's always been hinted. I just wonder, as players, if you guys have picked up on it by now.
I kind of had a feeling, since you were like, or they told Shade, they were like, oh, you have a problem with royalty? Haha, well,
You got a problem with yourself, bitch.
Yeah.
Z snap.
Also, if it isn't clear yet, but I swear by now I've at least told everyone this, but it's worth repeating, considering today's session. The whole, that big fight I mentioned when this world was created, when everything was just one continent. Like, all these landmasses used to be in one single form. And the last fight between Tiamat and Bahamut was such like an anime, blasting off at each other throwdown, that it exploded. It sent all the continents going the direction they are now, with the Neverlands being the epic center.
That makes sense. So they basically asserted the video game this whole entire all the continents.
Say it again.
They basically asserted the video game all these continents.
I never played that, but if it's
crazy shit happened.
Then yes, yeah. In fact, I made this map was.
Game.
Yeah, what's that?
I've only seen it.
Sure. Oh my goodness, a fantastic story, fantastic game. Oh my goodness.
Wolfie, I almost forgot what your normal voice sounded like.
I know.
Only hear you as Bash.
I'm in there somewhere.
Oh no, he's been taken over.
There's Wolfie. There he is. Okay.
There he is.
We're good.
Objection.
Wolfie, if Bastion is holding you hostage, you need to tap on the desk. Tell us.
Bastion says, give him 300,000 gold and another startup in charisma, and we'll talk.
Holy shit, no!
He's
Oh,
taking
no.
hostage. Oh, I have a question for Natty. Actually,
Hi.
did it not cross your mind, or did you just forget to ask about Shade, or did you not want to
Do what now?
ask about Shade's mom?
I had a lot of stuff going on in my mind, Farah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, another question:
and
would they have told her? The god.
I mean, not really. No, those guys know. Like they've been more in tune with what has been and what's been happened in the past. They don't know really the present.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like the one that has the most connection with Minerva would be Alana. You know, considering that Minerva is like a devout follower of Alana. Like, they besties, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. But, yeah, no, I feel like Shade, even if I had remembered, I feel like Shade wouldn't have brought it up because it's like, why would they know?
A lot of people died in that boat. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, Minerva didn't, so...
Yeah, Minerva's good.
Damn it.
She's alive.
I'm trying for you. Minerva. I'm doing it.
Well, I mean, Shade asked Alana about Minerva and got information about Riker, so, like... right now, Shade's main concern is how to get to the water plane, and also why does Elio's mom have a connection with Minerva? That's her biggest concern right now.
That.
Yeah, that's her biggest. That's her biggest.
She should ask Rector.
Right now.
Does
Rector could get her to the Rector could get her to the water plane.
Don't fucking banish me to the water plane. Shade doesn't like water.
No, he could do it without forcing banishment. Jeez.
You have plane shift?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, why don't we just kill him?
Rector?
Like, no, fucking Severin.
Oh.
Oh yeah. We'll race to
it.
see who kills him first. Well,
Yeah.
we need to question him first.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I've got Gias for. I've got a bunch of spells to get him to talk if he doesn't want to talk.
We're on the same page. We're gonna kill Severin. We were talking more about getting to the water plane.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
You were like, why don't we just kill him? And I was like, Rector?
I'm legitimately going to let you finish, but by all means, please continue this kind of talk over the table because, unfortunately, the kind of plot I wanted, looking back on it, it would have been better suited in a very tight, single shot all at once. There's so much that's happened, so much has been built up that, yes, please, continue talking frank like this. I'm not going to require you guys to do this in character. Because I really want you to really, continue planning the strategies as you're doing right now. Because this is good. That's what I want. Keep going. And go.
I am still just very curious. So, like, if we go back and do this, like, doesn't that just negate the war? Like,
I think once that it's a thing where like you'll have a fight regardless.
We'll have a what?
We're having a fight regardless of what we do.
Yeah, it's planned with what I have in mind. Where it was designed that there's going to be a little bit of a throwdown in Uryale for the trial to prove. At this point, which seems like it's a small thing compared to what's actually really at stake, seeing as the princess was just more so the bait. But yes, in the fight to save the princess and to keep Tiamat from coming up from the depths, a big part of that, yes, will also be having a fight in the past at the same time. So going ahead, y'all will need to definitely plan about, okay, it's going to be kind of like a two-front battle here. Going after the towers to stop the summoning, as well as righting the wrongs of the past, so to speak.
Hold on.
So, like, are we going to be splitting again?
We have to split up.
Yeah, like, are we going to be splitting again?
I mean, it's not exactly be a split. It's like it'd be like hopping between past and present. Like they're like you'd be one sec.
I'm just going to say that. That seems a lot more complicated than it needs to be for no reason.
Well, yeah, like
it's not going to be in one session. That's when you're wondering.
I'm more confused because like the catalyst for this war was that explosion taking out the diplomats, which was tied to Rita's hand being like the bomb.
Yep.
But if you go back in time and we save Rita, then that never happens.
Not necessarily. What if we already went back in the past once? We don't know this, and this is just part of Parlov's plan because he has multi-consciousness throughout time stream.
But then Rita wouldn't be dead if like this is
also if we're
playing by like cyclical rules where like everything like if we're playing by like Bill and Ted rules, or like
Mhm.
everything that we do in the past has already happened in the present, then Rita wouldn't be dead right now.
And also, we could also probably
Unless
say
we
that
fail in the
as
unless we fail in
well.
the past.
You will
Yeah, there's
know
no
exactly.
guarantee.
Yeah, I will say this: that yeah, it's one of two very certainties where one, you go in the past and help ensure that events take place like they have to keep the flow of time going the way it has been, or you straight up fail. Either way, you're gonna have to go into the past to find out what happens.
But like, why would we go into the past to make sure that like nothing is threatening the flow of time as it exists right now? Like, why would we go to the past if like we're not planning to save Rita and change the future?
Well, our plan is to change the future, but
Yeah.
us knowing that we're gonna have to fight in the present at the same time is not something we would expect in character. More than
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, like also I also just from like a brain because fighting in the present in the past at the same time that's kind of crazy, yo. It's like okay, I like that. That's gonna get that's gonna get more complicated as it happens, and that's what I think though.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like we go into the past, we might create some variants.
Yeah, I, mean,
So,
I think
variants.
I think the best thing to do about this, if we go to the past, and depending on how well we do, it makes things easier or better for us in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Flint?
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, Paris on the right mindset that how you do things in the past will make how things go in the present, or I guess you can even say in the future, work out better for you. Because
here's my thought about
time.
Para,
go ahead.
let him finish.
Basically, yeah. My idea of putting time travel into this, much like how Mary was sent into the past herself, that either way, time will find ways to make things happen. It's kind of like self-correcting in terms of how things play out. It's more so how you control those things occur. For instance, let's say you find out that the home you're living in was flooded back in the day. It could be the case that it was flooded because there was a massive fire that caused a lot of damage, and in the process of putting the fire out, the house got flooded as well. Or it was flooded because a storm came by, or what have you. Either way, like water will still be collected in the basement, but how bad said damage in the basement, takes place, is the thing you're trying to look to change, so to speak.
And
like
I just
oh, go ahead.
I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to add on top of that, this is a huge organization with 100 of contingency plans backed by a fucking cult. They're gonna want to do this regardless of regardless of being set back. I mean, they've been working on this shit for years, right? Like they obviously have contingency plans for some shit.
Yeah. Well, like
yeah.
Ultimately, like, I'm just wondering, like, our whole reason for being encased in this Uryale thing is because the princess was going there, and then she got imprisoned, and then Rita was dead.
Yep,
so, like,
that was the bait.
Yeah. So, like, if we go into the past and we kill save Rita and kill Severin, then in the future Severin doesn't exist. And like, what's going to be the trigger for the war at that point?
Yeah.
Find out, won't we?
Dude,
This is a big organization. They'll find a way.
The biggest question is the biggest thing is if we kill Severin in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like. Sorry. I just do feel like even if we don't kill Severin, but we save Rita and TikTok, I feel like they're just gonna find another way to have that explosion.
Exactly. Like they're big. They're big. They have their arms in like everything apparently. So like they could find a way. They'll find a way to do something. Like hell, they might sacrifice Firefly in place of fucking the princess
over my dead body and Autumn's dead body.
I'm
Sorry,
just saying,
I'm creeping you with me, Autumn.
If the princess is off the table, that's the only other dragon they'd have.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up too. That presently they have at least attained the power, at least the power of 2 dragon souls so far. That of the gold dragon, as well as that of the bronze dragon from the events of Saltmarsh.
Yeah, like taking the dragon essence doesn't kill the dragon; it just
Also, another
saps
thing,
the power a little bit.
another thing
You have to bring it
we
back to
should probably
opposite,
bring in
right?
mind is that like if we save Rita, we're gonna leave her in the past, right? Because or we're gonna take her with us to the future.
I imagine we're gonna leave her.
We can
take
then
her.
leave her with information.
Yeah, be like, hey, someone killed your ass. Don't let it happen again.
Well,
Yeah.
if we take
That's-
her with us, it's a guarantee that she's alive. If
Yeah.
we leave her, she can still get killed
Yeah.
by the time we get back to.
But like it's a huge risk reward thing. If we leave her, she might get killed again. But like,
If it helps, the thing I'm trying to set up here, for at least in terms of time, is kind of like I was in Avengers Endgame, who saw it, where you can go and certainly mess with the past and take things from it. However, you also need then to take precautions to go back and put things in place, or replacements, so to speak, to ensure the events of time still happen to give you the reason to go there in the first place. So, yeah,
But-
you can go back in time, and so
Well,
basically, people more simply go back in time, save Rita, but also then find a way to also set up to make sure you go back in time to do it in the first place, whether it be put in a patsy or put in another body or what have you.
But like,
That's what these are-
horrible.
what's confusing about that is like Rita isn't even supposed to be dead according to the future that Mary.
Yeah.
Like that's why this is confusing. Like it seems like we're already trying to go back and set things to the way they should be.
Yep.
But why do we have to like that's what's confusing about this.
Well, I can at least say this, is that your enemies right now don't know about the future that Mary is from.
Okay. This is the problem bringing time travel to things.
Yeah,
you know?
like that. Like
Yeah.
this is why it's a little bit confusing because like Mary still exists. It like there's like obviously different rules from time travel, right? There's one, there's whatever. But like the fact that Mary still exists in our world, meaning she was sent back by Rita, right? Because that's why she originally came back. Like Rita asked her to.
Yep.
It implies that Rita exists in the future. Otherwise, Mary wouldn't exist.
So
where we are.
But from what I get, we're right now. We're fixing it so Rita can tell Mary to go back for us.
But we still have to put things in place to make the war and make us want to go back.
Again, like
In the
I
first
think the Black Network has that handled. It's like so they're
Okay.
gonna do some shit regardless because they're
Okay.
they're an
If it
organization
ultimately-
with huge influence.
I understand that part. It's just like how like they still need a way
So-
for us to be embroiled in it.
You see, we're the sacred timeline, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
she's from a multiverse where we don't succeed.
I love
So
this.
they went to us to fix it, for us to be the TVA and fix shit, so that we don't fracture into more multiverses where even worse shit happens.
But
Also-
we're already in the timeline where things topsy turvy.
Well, we're forgetting one thing though. The princess is there in Uryale because he went off with her boyfriend. So like they could just like that's still gonna happen. We're still gonna find Winnevat. We're still gonna go to Uryale because the princess is there, and that's where Xena wants to go.
Yeah.
That fixes it. Because then that's when something happens. Because that's when they enact their contingency plan to get the princess under their heels. It's fine. I fixed it.
I'm sorry, Natty.
The unfortunate thing is, I do have a way to actually make all of this have complete sense of why I said the way I did. So I thank you all for those who are confused out of your bazonkers of what's going on, of why you have to go back in the first place. I'll say this for now. Unless you want spoilers, trust me, it's all going to work out.
Okay. I believe in you.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just entirely the fault of time travel being adequate to anything. You know, it just it brings a lot of questions.
Yeah, I guess if it ultimately helps, my idea of time travel works like you would look at a roller coaster, where
That's
going
kinda
back
like-
in time, Well, hang on. Going back in time is like going through a loop-de-loop, where as you go through the loop, you go back and behind you momentarily before you're going forward again. Follow me so far? So,
Sure.
so yeah, like on this prison path of like you have, of traveling a long time in terms of the plot, as you go back in time, so to speak, for just a brief ass moment, is a part of you all going forward. Either way, trust me, this will make sense.
Okay.
It's actually be a very simple kind of thing. I feel really bad. Unless you guys want spoilers, it helps me not have headaches. I will take you to the side, explain how it's going to be done, providing you don't tell how it's going to happen. But I do want to make sure you guys actually enjoy the journey and not worry too much about the destination.
Okay.
Bottom
Flint,
line
my
is,
man, I trust you with whatever you need.
yeah. Bottom line, I
Okay.
think our best course of option right now is to save Rita, possibly if we can kill, maybe even save Malkira's friend, Ren Richten. Get a twofer there, and then maybe kill Severin, maybe not kill Severin. We'll see how that goes. That's we're looking for whatever helps us the most.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if anything, you're going back to ensure you guys have the advantage that, as your guts are probably telling you, you very well will have. It's kind of like, hey,
yeah.
go ahead. It's like, hey, didn't we already win this? Yes, you did. Okay, then why are we doing this? Well, you got to make it happen still. Like that in itself was kind of a little bit of a spoiler now that I think about it.
Yeah, I see. I think what we all forgot was the princess going to Uryale. It's like that's like the
It was
one
for
thing.
It was for like some summit thing, like a bunch
Yeah.
of
Yeah, it was.
comments were
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. I wanted to print out today. Yeah, like all of that was very much the bait. Like they still want the princess. Princess is part of the ritual, but they also wanted you all there too. So so it's very much like 30 birds with one stone, which is why the Severin is such a dangerous man, because he has orchestrated all of these little pieces that fall as they have.
If we really wanted to fuck with the time stream, we could tell Rita to tell the princess not to go to the summit. Then that would fuck up everything. Or, at least fuck everything up enough for the princess is out of danger. We could do that.
Over the table, what you guys need to be careful about is that already, like I said, the Black Network has 2 of the 5 dragons souls, or so at least essence of their soul, to open up the gate so far, which is just Firefly and Millie. However, currently in the area, you also have Princess Callisto as well as Hines.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Yep, and then
You don't-
Akito Mormo is hanging out with good old what's his face.
I forgot about him.
I know.
Exactly.
I forgot we learned about it.
Akito Mormo, the leader of the Tieflings, who has been kind of like your silent benefactor.
He's been our sugar daddy. We didn't even know.
So sad.
Okay, so hear me out. What if we do that though? What if we tell Rita to tell the princess not to go to the summit?
I don't. I kind of want this conversation to be over with, to be quite honest. I'm getting a headache.
Yeah. I will tell you that, unfortunately, with how this time travel works in this world, you can't prevent things from happening in the future. It's kind of like it will stop you automatically.
I think that would have helped. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So you can't go tell someone, hey, don't go into that room, you're going to die. Because if you do so, there's no reason to go. You can't do it. You can't. It would stop you automatically. It's kind of like Back to the Future logic here. So if anything, you kind of have to keep certain people be alive to keep certain events from still happening. So no messing too much of the timeline that wise.
I think if you're gonna, next time you do time travel, just state out the rules exactly how the time travel works, so we don't have this confusion. At least not as bad.
I think after this, I'm never doing time travel again.
Please.
I'm doing it to finish it out this current plot line. But oh good God, time travel with D&D. It's woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah, it's a fun idea in theory.
Actually working with it, yikes.
It's just your last statement, Flint, just makes me a little bit more confused, because then how did Rita die in the past if she's supposed to be alive in the future? But we'll find out. Okay.
You'll find out.
I'm just gonna trust Flint on this. The only thing I would like, I just don't want to split the party again.
Yeah, same. That's not one thing. Like, no, I don't want. I heard one thing about fighting in the past, fighting in the present. I don't want it. I don't like it.
Yeah, basically my mind was kind of like I've done in the past, where, I mean, the Trial of Uryale is going to be a big-ass kind of fight along a very large map. At one point, I was planning to open up a portal to the past, where you guys can literally, like, walk from left to right. I'm in the present. I'm in the past. I'm in the present.
I don't like that. Just don't like that.
That's
kind of
fun.
Kind of like a fight on two levels, something in the same building, except in this case it's two different timelines.
Well, I'd like to officially veto that. I don't like it.
But if we do some crazy shenanigans, who knows? We could fight dark versions of ourselves. You know, a moody, broody Elio.
God, no, we're not doing something. We're not doing dark, scary versions. We're not doing variants.
Melchior, a shade who can actually find traps.
Rector isn't old.
That dark, scary version of Rector is just Rector.
Rector was old.
Do you think that Melchior isn't happy? He has a lot of responsibility, but he's not like depressed or anything. He just does what he has to do.
No. But you're stern, so they got to be opposite, like Bizarro Land.
Yeah. Then we would get a Rector who's happy and healthy, and he looks young and hot.
The world isn't ready for young hot Rector. Should we get back? Should we get back to things now?
Opposite world shade is
almost 7.
Cleric.
Yeah. The last thing I want to kind of clarify for today. This is like very much me. Like I tried to really allude to it in a way, but I want to make sure it's out there on the table to help really clarify the source of the major conflict of this story, which is me realizing overall, like, the Trial of Uryale is me taking a stab at doing a conspiracy arc, which I think you all for your patience, and just having the whole political kind of side of thing for once, on top of just so much, like, even with like the gods, there's very lot of political stuff going on there with how they work with each other. I'm not sure if I'm exactly a fan. I think I can really certainly do it, but I'm not sure if I like the whole conspiracy thing, especially over a long period of time. Makes it really hard to follow. That's why I wanted to have today be kind of clear the air. But the last big thing I was kind of wanted to point out that you know about the bait. You know why Karloff and the Black Network did what they did to glue you here, using, because you could say, adventure hooks to their advantage to bring you all in this place, to basically play you all like, well, like a fiddle, take your good intentions used to their advantage. That's because the major part of the ritual to open up the opening to the 7 hells, to let Tiamat come back out, is essentially to recreate the final moments of the last war, where it was both dragons and heroes helping to fight against good that sealed her away. And therefore, it's also going to need to be dragons and those of good to be sacrificed to open the portal back open. Hence why they've needed dragons as well as all you heroes, almost like goddamn farmed in a way to be there at this fight. It's going to be an interesting battle, but I have every faith in you all to follow through on it. And after this, I promise it'll be much more straightforward.
Let's just put a hard veto on time travel after this.
I think that's already on the table. Let's get back to it.
Yeah. Vetoed on time travel, definitely going forward. Yes.
Where were we in the role play? It's been so long, I've forgotten.
Shade that took way too long.
Well, I was going to say that. To clarify, your characters were talking about everything you've kind of learned, how kind of processing each other, what you currently have had to go through. Frank was going to say that this was that conversation, except it was you all talking as yourselves. Like, it would have been very much the same exact damn thing.
Our characters unanimously agreeing to never fuck with time travel again, I see.
That's awful.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd love to join it. I mean, it's complicated because you arrive at a circle and you create another circle, and then you have all the circles.
I can't stop
Infinity,
it turning
baby.
freaking quiet.
Then the circles reach around each other, and it just keeps
It's
going
an
on.
Ouroboros.
It's a donut hole inside of a donut hole.
Kasari takes another drink and just keeps drinking.
See, you're drinking out of an elongated circle.
Knock it off!
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
let's
called-
yeah.
It's a Cinda, Tilda. I'm not gonna
Okay,
look at the
so-
circle asshole.
So we've shared about the plan. Anything else you need to share about before we finish this scene?
Yeah.
Ula is ranks better than Sky, and this is an objective fact now. Thank you. I've said my piece.
Poor Sky.
She was fine once she stopped being so pompous about it.
Once she started listening.
Yeah.
Oh, you know we were talking about the king. That's what causes.
That's right, that bastard. The king, Henry. His name's Henry, right? That guy.
What a
Henry's
lame
a
name.
file.
There you go. I knew we'd come
Henry's
around
the
to
file.
That's it. That's him.
Yes, he's the emperor.
He's an asshole.
King Henry Sophio is the emperor. My father is the hermit. Severin is the tower. Captain Barry is the wheel. Dominic is the fool, and Firefly is the lover. That's everybody
And,
accounted for, right?
And Count Karloff is the devil,
The devil.
along with just being a grade A cunt. But you know,
Right.
it's in the
Yeah.
name.
Cunt behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got all 7 figured out now. It's all on the table. We know who each of them are. Kind of. I actually don't know who my dad is. I've never met him before in my fucking life.
You don't know his.
No.
You don't even know his name anymore.
I don't know his
Hey,
name
you don't-
anymore.
Shade, you don't know your dad. I don't know my mom. We match.
Your dad is. Your dad is Shade's mom. It's just a whole. It's just a whole circle again.
This was the
If
story.
if I hear about a fucking circle one more fucking time, I'm flipping the table.
I
Hey,
was
Lady
gonna say
Kasari.
you're the shady bunch.
Lady Kasari, I have a question that is not about kings or time or circles. Do you have a place where one can buy weapons here?
We might
It's
have
your
a
home
weapons
village.
check.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we got the weapon guy looks at DM.
Averick? I don't know.
What's
Was
Yeah,
it
you
the-
can You can certainly get to a weapon person, yes.
We have a weapon guy.
Yeah, we have a weapon guy.
This
He
is
makes weapons. He's
His
This
name
is-
is Fifi.
What?
this is a mountaintop village full of warriors.
His name is what?
Fifi.
Fifi. Oh, is it
Oh,
a
okay.
girl or a guy? Fifi.
You
He
said
is
weapon
mad.
guy.
Yeah, Fifi.
Fifi. All right. Yeah,
Alright.
we have Fifi, the weapon guy. He makes pretty much everything.
I make good weapons.
Oh, he's here.
Hey, is he here?
He's
Is
not,
he here?
he's
Is
not
he
here.
here?
No. That's the voice I want to go with when I do bring him out.
I was gonna be like, hey, Fifi, what's up, man? Long time no see.
If you
He's
was on
here.
lunch break.
Okay, I would like to visit him before we leave.
You know,
Okay.
sounds good. I always could use a new weapon. I'm 100% for that. We could do it. What do you guys think? You guys could use some new knives or arrows or some shit? Probably.
I could use a new bathrobe.
I don't know if
I
he
don't
makes
think-
bathrobes.
sounds like-
I don't
like-
think
it's like a
a
good idea.
weapons man would have that.
You need a tailor.
There's got to be a bathroom place around here. Like, what do you guys do?
Like a tailor.
cold. It's cold out here.
Looks at the DM.
I mean, like,
Could we
you
all
didn't
get
buy a bathrobe
we get you fucking drip?
when you lived here.
Yeah.
It's cold. Like, what do you do after a shower? You gotta have a bathrobe.
Yeah, I mean, I use bathrobe for armor.
I mean, let's be real here. This is a remote village. A lot of us just make our own clothes.
That's
Wait.
fair.
Does that imply Bastion this whole time is wearing a bathrobe?
I mean, that's what mages use is bathrobes for armor.
I don't know if they use bathrobes.
I thought they just, like, wore
I don't
any-
know if
any
Rita would
robes.
appreciate
I
you
just wear regular
calling-
clothes and I can do magic.
I wear regular clothes too, and I too can do magic.
I don't think you have to wear a bathrobe to do magic.
This is
I
wearing
don't
a
think that
bathrobe?
I mean,
I'm
I do magic too sometimes, and I'm not wearing a bathrobe.
I'm actually wearing like armor.
I just thought this idea that this whole time Matthew has been wearing a bathrobe.
He was in court. Was he wearing that to court?
And he's like, I didn't
No,
have
no,
to
no,
wear
no,
this.
no. I have suit for court. I gotta look presentable.
It's a
What,
suit.
you
It's
just
a
left your clothes at
bathrobe suit.
Primar's house?
What's a suit?
So a suit is a tailored, like that's a piece.
my God.
Plus I got
We-
room for tail,
We have suits.
and
We've
it looks
worn
great.
suits.
You are never
we
worn.
have, they're just like, they got ascots and stuff. We have
I was-
suits.
I was just messing with him because I asked him.
Oh
I ask
my
him
God.
what things are all the time. He just.
Oh my
he just says
God.
crazy things.
Oh, you bastard!
I look at
So
Melchior like,
mean.
you know what a suit is? And Melchior's like, I know. Fuck!
Well, if no one's got anything else important to say, let's just go shopping.
Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Hold on. I look at the GM. Do we actually have a tailor?
I mean,
What's
you
his
should.
name?
You have so much yak shit all over the place.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's out of
yeah.
character.
You know what? I'm allowed you to call this one.
Um,
Does your village have a tailor? What is their name if you do?
Tailors.
I don't have a good Tibetan name off the
Tailors.
top of my head.
He's
I might
Tailor.
need your help.
he's Taylor the Tailor.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Let's see here.
Okay.
Just made me want to
This is Taylor. This is Taylor Polyester. He makes all the clothes in the village.
Taylor. Well, we got this rather this lady who migrated up here named Taylor Swift, and she like
Ah.
and she like, I mean, everybody usually just makes their own clothes, but she's got like an eccentric, like, I don't know, she makes weird shit, and and she's really good at it, so like if there's something you can't fix, we bring it to her and she'll do it, or if you want to make something really weird, she'll do it. She might be able to help you with a bathrobe, I guess.
Yeah,
Taylor
let's go.
Taylor
Let's get
Swift?
Swifty.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor
Is that-
Swift.
Swift.
She sounds like she's from Faerun.
She's not native to this this village, but like we've kind of just accepted her because she kind of asserted herself, and we're like, all right, I guess.
So she came here willingly.
Yeah, she was like on a pilgrimage to find herself or some shit, and then she liked it here. Sometimes she sings real late at night, though. It's
Where's
weird.
she from?
You know what? I forgot. I was super
Well,
drunk
we'll
when
go
I met
ask
her
you.
last time.
Okay.
Shade's
okay.
gonna get up, leave money on the table for her drink, and just kind of like wave them off. I'm gonna go hang around on the roof for a little bit. I'm gonna go look at the stars.
Okay.
Don't get a cold.
Can I join you? It's warm in here.
You can if you want to. I'm not gonna stop
Before
you.
you go, Zena looks just a little bashful in a way you've never seen before. Can I have some money so I can maybe buy a hammer?
Oh, yeah, you need money, huh? I don't have
A
money.
girl, I will spot you hammer money.
We really need to like divide up.
I will-
like
I will spot. I
Well,
have
whatever we've
3,000
gathered at this
gold
point.
weighing down
Oh.
my pockets. I will spot you hammer money. Let's go.
Never mind. I don't need you to enjoy your roof.
And I have money?
Is it hammer money? Is it
I-
for a hammer?
I take out like 1,000 gold from my bag of holding. I put it on the table.
Ooh, magical
Try that.
bathrobe bunny.
Divide that amongst yourselves, I guess.
I take the whole bag.
They're like loose coins, like in the center of the table.
Oh,
Zena's gonna take like 4.
I take a handful.
I take the rest.
I've already
I
started
mean-
walking away, so you guys can do whatever.
Yeah, Shade's gonna go lay on the roof.
I guess we'll just go walk out jiggling with our coins in our hands,
Yeah, baby.
like kids going to buy ice cream.
That's your
Alright,
allowance.
Hey, Shade, Melchior, I'll catch up with you later. Shade, don't brood too much. I know you're sad, but you gotta. I know. It's
What's
okay.
that
I'll be
you're
back.
doing?
I'll be back. I'll be back for
I can't
you.
see
But
some
I gotta
shit.
make sure these guys don't kill themselves on the way to the shop. So I'll be right back. Okay, you two, let's get you a hammer. You get a hammer. You get a hammer. You all get hammers. Let's go.
Can't touch this.
Yeah, Shade
You
wants
two
it
bastard.
brief.
Yeah. I hear like Kasari like yell that as I'm walking out, and I just say to myself, does Elio even want a hammer? and I shake my head, and I also go up to the roof.
Hey, Bastion, you want a hammer? We'll all get hammers. Hammers on me!
I don't know if Elio and Bastion can hold a hammer.
You
Oh,
know what I
baby.
want.
We'll get him
You
a
see
small hammer, a light one.
You see these packs, the stuff? I can hold a hammer. Just look at my strength.
What? What
What's
are
your
Rector
strength?
and Captain Rachel doing?
Going to get TikTok's body from under the mountain.
Oh, are they?
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. But
That's
apparently
Captain
he's still down
Rachel's
there.
story. What about you, Rector? What are you up to?
Rector, you want a hammer?
Rector will go help Captain Rachel.
Okay.
Oh, Rector and Rachel adventure. That's fun.
Oh,
The waters.
I'm excited about that.
Damn.
Oh, people adventure, let's go! We take naps halfway through.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
So. I like where this is going. We're gonna save for these more lighthearted moments till next time in 2 weeks. Which I believe would be the 20th? Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the
I might not be
meantime.
there.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. In the meantime, before we go today, I want to say thank you all. We had a lot of exposition today. We also had a lot of discussion. Great discussion, by the way. A little bit of confusion at the end. I was going to ask real quick as a final, pitch out there. For those who are getting headaches, I don't mind telling you what is going to happen to make your heads not hurt so much going forward, if that helps.
I'm straight up just gonna trust you, Flintworth.
Yeah, Flintworth, I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with what we know. I would just bring up a bunch of questions, just because they might be important.
That is fair. That is fair. That's the thing with time travel. As I've come to learn, as we've all come to learn, it's certainly much more involved. It's like saying, "Hey, I want a kid," and someone going like, "Oh, have you thought of this yet?" And you go later on like, "Oh no, I have not thought of that yet." But
I'm just in the camp. As long as time travel doesn't fuck us over for no good reason, I'm fine with it. You know.
I know, no. Time travel was never really used to fuck you guys over. Like, of all the things, that was never going to be the case. It was more to be like, oh, I wanted a creative reason to change things up. I'm going to use this as a fun narrative point. And realize they're like, oh god, no, that just makes people confused as all fuck. Lesson learned. But, that being the case, don't forget to give your voice inspiration. Next week, I have a bit more of a, not just next week, like 2 weeks from now, more of a classic session of sorts, where you guys will be, it looks like to be a little bit of shopping. I already have my notes down that you want to go talk to Fifi, as well as Taylor Swift, and there's going to be a little bit of an adventure between Rachel and Hector. But until then, please come talk to me if you have any other questions, especially if you said, hey, we'll talk about it later during the session. Come talk to me and remind me, because I often forget because I have so much going on in my head anyway. What's that?
I was just laughing at you.
Yeah. And I don't want to forget anything going forward. We're almost there, guys. I'm hoping to get this done before we hit spring, so we hit the next arc in a nice, fresh slate. It's been... Because it seems what we do every year. Like, around this time, we finish up the current arc and continue on into the summer with new adventures, new locations, and new potential. That's what I want.
Hell yeah.
So, yes. Hope you had fun, be that as it may.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Alright, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm cutting the recording.
I'm gonna end stream here. Goodbye.
Okay.